Hello, Michael.
What's up, buddy?
What's good? Hello, Christopher.
What's up?
There's Kissy Fur.
Ah,
What's up, Chris?
What's up? I'm on the way to Missouri.
What are you going to Missouri for? To go broke?
Pretty much.
Right on.
Got
how is
Yeah, my
not bad, right?
truck. Come to find out, my truck needs what's called a resistor on the blower motor, and yeah, there's only two in the country, and we're on national back order. So, me, no air conditioning or heating for me.
how was everybody's weekend?
Good.
I worked. That was kind of the same as my week. I just worked through it.
Got you. Chris?
No, I worked on Saturday just to get home, but that was it.
Really?
Yeah, Chris is riding.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How was your weekend, man?
It was pretty good. It was pretty quiet.
That's always good once in a while.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to it. You know, I spent some time with my kids. Took my son to swimming lessons and stuff. It was pretty good, man.
Nice.
Yeah. All except the rain. It did rain. So that was not good.
Rain's better than snow.
Yes,
Is
it
that-
is.
Hey, that's a four-letter word right there. I don't want to hear it come out your mouth again.
Yo, is that my microphone with the wind, or Chris? Is that your window?
That's
No,
Chris and
it's
his air
probably the
conditioner.
AC. Yeah, my truck actually blows pretty good.
I was
You
Yeah.
did it, Chris. It's you that did it, bro.
I was a little late catching on to that one, but Chris, I would agree with you.
Chris's truck really blows.
Yeah, it does.
Oh boy. In any case, so I'm glad to see everybody. We had a long weekend. I'm sorry I was a little late. I was attending a Zoom meeting with Albert Harshaw, and it just ended. So, in any case, I want to talk about a few things here. Start the night off with a bang. I'd like to. I had a. I don't know if anyone attended the Zoom. I'm sorry, the Twitter space yesterday with MAGA Mission. I know. Yeah, Chris, you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
There. I know Shane wasn't there.
No, I was not.
And we were talking about rights.
We were talking about other countries taking over our whole industry. That's what we were talking about.
Right. And it came down to Carmen Love talking about a letter that her daughter wrote to her, thanking her about teaching her about fighting for her rights.
Nice.
Right? And Carmen had another Twitter space right after that Twitter space with MAGA Mission, and we were talking about that again, and it got me thinking. It got me thinking about what we're fighting for. You know what I mean? And I mean, we say, yeah, we're fighting for truckers, we're fighting for transparency, we're fighting for this, we're fighting for that. But in my opinion, truthfully, we're fighting for our rights.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So when you look at 49 CFR 371.3, this is a right. It is a code, which is a law, which is already on the book. Correct?
Yes.
Ignored.
And 49 CFR 371.3, if you look at the code from the government website, not only does it say that we should have transparency, each party to a transaction has the right to review the record of the transaction required to be kept by these rules. This has been on the books since October 17th, 1980. 43 years.
I think your fan is blowing directly into your microphone every time you open it up by speaking.
When you scroll down to the bottom of this, there is a section and it says, what penalties may FMCSA impose for violations of this part? And 1 second.
Shit, he says. It's not your fan, by the way. You can turn that back on. You don't have to sweat.
1 second. And when you scroll to the bottom there, it gives you the penalty provisions for 49 U.S. whatever, chapter 149. Civil and criminal penalties applied to this subpart. So when you go to the code, it clearly states that there are civil and criminal penalties that can be applied to this law if it is broken by a broker. I posted some of them in the group. One here is the United States government for civil penalty in an amount not to exceed $10,000 for each violation. The injured party for all valid claims incurred without regard to amount. I'm not an attorney, so I would have to refer that to one, but I see a dollar amount there where it says that they could be fined in an amount not to exceed $10,000 for each violation.
Well, they'd go bankrupt for as many violations as they have, and that's even that's going with your multi-million-dollar companies like TQL.
And you know what, Shane, I totally agree with you. And it dawned on me yesterday that this is a fight for our right. This is a right. This is a law that's already on the book. And it's totally being ignored.
The problem with that is it a law or a regulation?
No, sir, it is a law.
Okay.
Yeah, law can't be taken off the book. It can be made harsher, but it cannot be taken off the books.
Right.
Let me. You see, I was ready for Shane.
Well, listen, I'm just doing devil's advocate, man. I mean,
Since I'm not an attorney, I had to look at this from a non-attorney standpoint, right? 49 CFR 371.3 is a code. correct? What is a
Yes.
code? Well, let's look at it. The United States Code is the codification by subject matter of the general and permanent laws of the United States. It is divided by broad subjects into 53 titles and published by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the U.S. House of Representatives. Codes are laws arranged by subject. This is a law.
So then they've been breaking the law. And by giving you those little, here, sign your life away carrier setup packets, they're breaking.
Is further breaking of law.
It's illegal because you can't sign your rights away.
Thank you. So let's backtrack a little bit.
Well, hold on a minute.
I got a better idea. Let's just go ask everybody we hauled for the last year for information.
So
No, let's just publish it.
Not only are they breaking the law by trying to implement this taking of your rights, but then by blackballing you, they're breaking the law even further.
I agree. And I have a meeting with an attorney later on this week to work on filing a class action lawsuit against a few large brokers that have been doing exactly that.
Landstar, TQL, Coyote.
Yes, and we will talk about that on a later date. But I just wanted to get you guys' input on this particular subject, because I personally feel that either people are misinformed about this situation, transparency, or they basically just don't care. I don't understand. Like, I come from a different school of thought. You know what I mean? I can't have my rights not respected. What's your opinion on this?
Hey, Mike, what you said right there, misinformation. Look at that email that you posted that came from Alan Lund the other day. There wasn't one word in that email that was factual. Everything she said about double brokering was an out and out misinformed mistruth, because she left it so vague that it was 100% not true.
Misinformation.
Exactly, and that's what this industry's full of. And now this is coming from I don't know how much, but I'm pretty sure they're close to a multi-million-dollar company, and their heads are putting out emails with this misinformation in it. I mean, come on, you can't represent yourself better and put out some factual information? I mean,
I agree. And it's a big issue, because I see people posting things in the group, in all of our groups, on Twitter, other platforms, and it's just outright stupidity. You know what I mean? It's like all of these people that keep posting these screenshots of load boards. It's like, okay, we get the point. Like, we don't need to see another screenshot of a load board with a garbage load on it. You know what I mean? Like, we know that loads are garbage right now and brokers are taking advantage. Like, we get the point. But as far as this 49 CFR 371.3 is concerned, I mean, in my opinion, I would think we would see a lot more uproar and outcry about something that is so plainly obvious. You know what I mean? And in my 53 years on this planet, I don't think I've seen a more egregious
exactly
to anyone in my lifetime. I mean, that's incredible, in my opinion. And I remember at MATS when the FMCSA was on the stage, and they basically said, "Hey, you know what?" And I don't get it. You know what I mean? But I guess we're gonna have to see how this one pans out. Michael, go ahead.
Where do I get to sign up on your class action lawsuit? I'm there.
By
Right.
the way, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tonight. We're streaming on 3 different platforms. Listen, we're working on it. I'm going to be working with a very high-profile attorney that has reached out.
Well, I don't care if I get 2 cents. I just want my name on there as one more person that's pissed off about it, like a petition.
Yeah, I'm going to be working with a very high-profile attorney who specializes in antitrust and all these. How can I put it?
Crooks, thieves,
Unethical.
liars, cheats. I don't know. How do you want to put it?
Anyway, I will be working with him and his team, and we will be working on filing a class action suit against major freight brokers in this country for many violations of law and owner operators' rights. So stay tuned for that. And
Well, Mike, that brings it to another conversation. There is no way to take a law off the books. Therefore, if the FMCSA decides to side with brokers, we get to sue them. Because the simplicity is, there's still a law in New York. You can't walk a giraffe down the sidewalk. You can't spit on the sidewalk in Utah. A law can never be taken off the
sidewalk
books.
in New York either, believe it or not.
you can't pee on a tree in New York either,
Yeah.
Michael.
But you can take a dump in the wastebasket.
Remember, we also had our Second Amendment rights taken away from us in New York. So anything is possible, Mike. This is America. Dare to dream.
But the law is still on the books. They can't take the law off the book.
They
And
can
Michael,
just choose not to enforce it.
Michael, it's sitting there comfortably. It's sitting there very comfortably.
Yeah.
Christopher, your opinion, sir.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, they've been breaking the law for decades now.
So can we expect your signature on the class action lawsuit, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. We just had to tap him a little bit on the back of the head, get him move forward a little bit.
I honestly think that if you start doing that, that's going to be the push that gets more people's attention. That right there is going to get the brokers' attention because you actually have. I mean, you're dealing with government with the transparency and everything. They've shown that they've ignored it for years. Now you're going to be getting a lawyer involved with a class action suit showing that they're breaking the law on top of them trying to do away with the transparency. It's turning into a snowball effect for them, and I really think that it's going to start showing. It's going to start showing through.
I'm just curious, though, how long do they have to keep the records for, according to the Transparency Act? Is it 1 year or 3?
I believe it's 3.
Well, then we're entitled to 3 years of.
Every
those,
truck
aren't
driver, every carrier that belongs to NOAA should go and request every load that they've hauled for the last 3 years. Request the freaking transparencies on it.
Laws can be amended.
But they can only get more stringent. They cannot be lessened.
So I want to move on because I don't want this to be a 3-hour show tonight or 4-hour show. Like
It's going to be 5. You're going for a record, bro. 5. You're not going to bed till 1:30 in the morning today.
so, Mr. Sam Graves, the chairman of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee in the House, thought it would be a great idea to have a hearing this Wednesday, September 13th, during Truck Driver Appreciation Week, with about autonomous trucks and bringing them to the market, which is basically an FU to the entire 3.9 million man strong and woman strong trucking community. Because this type of technology basically takes all truck drivers out of the truck. We found out about this, and I want to get you guys' take on this. Yeah, this is happening this Wednesday, September 13th. Of course, you know it's Truck Driver Appreciation Week. I mean, if I haven't seen a more obvious FU, we don't care about you guys and we're trying to get rid of you. So F Truck Driver Appreciation Week. I don't think, once again, I don't think I've ever seen anything more egregious. This is courtesy of Mr. Sam Graves, the chairman of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee in the House. What do you guys think about that?
I emailed him the day I sent you the email about that.
I think it's a dick bag.
I think it's bullshit.
Let's take it in turns. Shane, go ahead.
I emailed that to you the other day. I got a copy of it emailed to me, and I emailed him that same day.
Oh, you sent Sam Graves an email?
Oh, yeah. Multiple
emails.
I had sent him
Way to
emails
go,
before-
Shane.
I sent him
Shane, I'm
emails
liking
before
you.
this ever came out regarding the transparency and everything as well.
You know what, Shane? I'm liking you. That's being proactive, brother.
Gotta be.
Michael, your take.
I think he's a dick bag.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm just, I mean, just like with the broker, like I told Raphael, that what I'm going to tell everybody when I approach them as a broker, I'm going to tell them the one thing they're going to get from me is total honesty. I have no problem being totally honest. You'll never hear bullshit come out of my mouth. Truck's broke down, you'll hear the truck's broke down. If the driver's an asshole and didn't get out of bed, you'll hear exactly that. Okay? I mean, I'm not going to shoot around and bullshit around the bush. I mean, it's just, I think he's an asshole. I hope he's watching this. I think you're an asshole.
Thank you, Mike. Christopher?
I agree with Michael, and I think it's bullshit that they're actually polling it on Driver Appreciation Week.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've seen the post that I put into the NOAA thing that you put in there, but I basically said if people want to, say thank you, then get a hold of your Congress. Don't tell me thank you. Don't have empty, thanks. Worthless. I mean, it's worthless to us. If you appreciate what we do and you want to show driver appreciation, then get off your butt and write Congress. I mean, it is what it is.
I agree. And take a look at the witness list for Wednesday. That amazing, incredible hearing, which I'm sure is.
Well, I think personally we need to start a petition, and we just need to, hammer the shit out of it in the Facebook room, and get people's signature on it. Get it up there.
The problem with that is that group is private. So Here's the witness list. Chris Urmson, co-founder and chief executive officer of Aurora Innovation.
That's not private.
Mr. Jeff Farrar, executive director, Autonomous Vehicle Industry Association. They've been around for years, I'm sure. Mr. Chris Spear, president and chief executive officer of the American Trucking Association. We are saved.
That is worthless right there.
And Kathy Chase, president, advocates for highway and auto safety.
Anybody that's stupid enough to still be a member of the American Trucking Association needs to be smacked upside their head.
So I want to touch on, I agree. I want to touch on the American Trucking Association first. This association's been around for a very, very long time. They are probably the oldest trucking association in the country. They do not represent owner operators. They represent mega carriers, mid-size and large mega carriers. They have been selling a narrative for many years about driver shortages in the country. There's no driver shortage. Mega carriers have a driver shortage because they're the last option for any driver out there. So they can't attract drivers. Drivers, first, they want to work for themselves or a smaller carrier so they don't get lost in the mix or mistreated.
Well, yeah, bro, I always like being a 6-digit number when I call in.
Right. So that is going to be who is representing the trucking industry on Wednesday. The American Trucking Association, which everyone knows, and if you do not know, is a trucking association fraud. They do not represent the majority of truckers in this country. Shane, I see you sending me text messages. Go ahead.
I'm sending you their LinkedIn spaces for Chris Urmson and Jeff Farrar so far.
I see. What is your take on this?
I think we need to blast them. Let them know that, listen, I mean, first off, it was done secretly. It was done underhandedly during the Driver Appreciation Week. And, if you followed this at all, one of the major manufacturers of the autonomous trucks backed out a couple weeks ago. They took everything out and they said we're not even messing with it anymore. So
you're talking about Ford, right?
I don't think it was Ford. It was
Ford.
It was a foreign company. It was a foreign company that backed out completely.
Ford backed out too. If you're talking about somebody else, great, but Ford backed out also.
Merge onto I-84. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, in a quarter mile, merge onto I-84, okay?
Yeah, no. I'm going to the truck stop. I got to meet up with my wife real quick.
So Ford was working with a company, I forgot the name of it, and they told this company to go blow. After
Waymo?
Say again?
Waymo?
I could Google it, but I don't feel like it right now. Anyone can find this information. This particular company was a startup. Ford initially agreed to work with them. They were done. They found a Japanese bank in Japan called, I believe, SoftBank. And this Japanese bank gave them $1 billion last week to continue working on this autonomous vehicle project and bring it to the United States. So basically what you will have if this works out for them, which it most likely will, you will have the supply chain of the United States controlled by a Japanese funded company. So, congratulations. Way to go. That's the way it works. But then again, that is capitalism, right? Am I mistaken? Isn't that like the way things are supposed to go? That's capitalism, right?
It's
Yeah,
stupidity.
monopoly of capitalism.
Let's let foreigners come here with deep pockets for money they make thanks to us in one way, shape, or form, and buy up our infrastructure, our land, our companies, and control us here in the United States. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, why the hell not?
Wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense to put driverless trucks on the road that are controlled by foreign companies?
Well, hell yeah.
Doesn't that make sense? Let's just say they decided one day to shut all their trucks down. And all of these foreign companies that have deep pockets right now had autonomous vehicles on the road, and they decided to stop rolling. Then what? Go ahead, Michael.
It's not me making all the noise.
Yeah.
We don't want to know what I have to think about it because, America can't be this stupid. Well, maybe they can because they're allowing it.
I mean, look at
I'm in the
Smithfield
middle of
Foods.
it, yeah.
Look at all the property out in the Midwest that's being bought up. I mean, all sold to China right now.
Thank you.
I mean, it is what it is.
Swear to God.
Say that again, Jim. I'm sorry, I missed.
I said, look at Smithfield Foods, man. Look at all the property out in Midwest that's being bought up by China. Solar farms being put in.
You're making me dizzy, Chris. Damn fool.
I agree, Shane. And
I mean,
personally,
you go back to the 90s. You go back to the 90s. I used to run a truck repair shop. It was heavy duty brake and spring. We did all suspensions, and we started seeing an increase in the price of the steel for doing the suspensions on the trucks. And what we found out was, as a rule, all of your scrap in the United States had a 90-day reserve on it. So once they would process it, they would have piles of scrap sitting for 90 days, and then they would sell it, and it would sit for another 90 days before they would actually ship it away. At that time, China was coming to and this was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. China was coming over here with suitcases of cash, purchasing the recycled steel before it was even processed. They were doing the same thing with the concrete dust. They were doing the same thing with the rubber. That's their. I mean, they're in it to harm us without firing a shot, basically.
I agree.
Well, that's why I said we got to start a damn protest and send it to these idiots that are meeting with them and say, hey, this is a direct national threat against national security. It's a direct conflict. There's no other way of looking at it. There's no reason whatsoever why Japan should be controlling. Well, if I remember right, didn't we drop a bomb on them? I'm just curious. Wasn't it them that we dropped the bomb on?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Oops.
It's one of those things, man, and it's like you have to ask yourself, who in Congress, whether it be a senator or a House representative, who would think that this is a good idea?
Somebody is getting paid off.
I read a news story today about Amazon trying to buy, I don't know, some Roomba vacuum cleaner company or something like that. They're based in Europe somewhere. And the deal is under scrutiny because this country feels that Amazon would have too much of the market and be able to they would hurt competition if they
Monopoly.
were able to buy this company. Yeah, they would have a monopoly in the robot vacuum cleaner market.
Well, isn't it Amazon the only other one that has it besides Roomba?
So
Sure.
my question is, first of all, who gives a shit? That's number one about vacuum cleaners, the people who sell vacuum.
Who sucks the best?
But my thing is right. Why doesn't the United States care about the trucking industry that much, which is such an important industry? I mean, all of these mergers and acquisitions. A month ago, some Canadian company swooped down in Atlanta and bought some carrier for $60 million. Not a peep from anyone. Not a peep from anyone saying, is this something we want to do, having all these foreign companies run and owned by, having all these domestic companies run and owned by foreigners? Is this something we want to do? Nobody's taking a look at this.
Well, it's not even. You're talking
just
about that.
weird.
It's not even the foreign companies. I mean, look at Swift right now. Look at how many companies they've bought up. You know,
Right.
I mean, you know,
Right.
now you're borderlining onto a monopoly there. They don't trucking. They
Yeah,
don't
but
care
Swift
about.
is shit. So
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Swift is shit. Who cares?
But Sirius XM. Oh, you
Swift
know,
is their own worst enemy.
right. Well, I know that, but I'm just. It's a point. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that point is a good point to raise when it comes to speed limiters. Speed limiters are being pushed by associations like the ATA because they benefit mega carriers. Meanwhile, mega carriers have the most accidents on the highway, and that's
Because they're the less
documented and
trained
proven.
individuals.
Well, that brings me back to the same thing I said before. Stop carrying mega carriers' loads. Let them drown. If they can't cover their own loads, they can't survive. Then we don't have to worry about their damn speed limiters.
Mega
Right.
carriers shouldn't be allowed to self-insure either.
That's right.
I agree. Let's bring Chris back in. I think he's done walking around. Chris, you finished?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm driving again.
So I received
Sorry.
this. I received this text message. TIAnet.org is just the political action arm of OIDA, whose
Oh,
greatest
boy.
lie is that they advocate for independent truckers. They funnel dubious six-figure donations to politicians through TIA to make sure the supply chain is beholden to one entity only: China. China. Corruption within the trucking industry needs to be exposed.
Continue straight on the North 150 West.
What do you think about that?
In 800 feet, turn left onto the ramp.
That did not come from me.
Yellow.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Turn left onto the ramp to Twin
That's
Falls.
exactly right.
Well,
It's funny. I had a discussion with the TIA the other day.
Really?
Yeah,
In a quarter mile,
How'd that go?
merge on
Me to
the
become a
I-80
member.
Tell.
they sent me an email about a Q&A that they're having. They have it, I believe, weekly, and that I can become part of that for the small fee of $985 a month. I mean, for a year subscription, and for each event that you go to, it's the different fees for that. But
Well, that's reasonable.
it was quite interesting, some of the information and how they prefaced it. How they're we're such in
56 miles.
we're in the best interest of the industry. We look out for carriers and brokers, and
they shit and step in it too.
it was funny because as soon as I hung up with them, my senator's office called. I mean, it was as soon as I hit the button to hang up, the senator called in. Well, his
You're
office.
joking.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. And
So
I
what
told
did
them
he
I was
want?
on the phone, but they're like, "Well, did that go anywhere?" I says, "Did
Who's
you
your
expect
senator?
it to?" Tom Tillis.
Tom Tillis.
They wouldn't agree to a digital meeting, but they did give me a schedule to where if we decided to, we could try and get on the schedule to meet in person with them.
So Tom Tillis's office called you as soon as you got off the phone with the TIA.
Well, I had emailed them. I had emailed them a while back. I emailed all my senators, all my congressmen, state representatives. So I just don't sit here and look pretty all day, man.
You stay very busy, sir.
Hey, got to be part of, got to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Right. I agree. Chris, your input, sir.
I mean, Shane's busting his ass. I can tell you that. I did sign up for that TIA QA deal. They never tried to get me to sign up like as a member or anything. They actually kicked me out.
It's because you're not a broker.
That's because you're a carrier. They said that they represent carriers,
Yeah.
but you're not allowed. Imagine that.
Yep.
Oh, no, listen, Chris,
Yeah.
it kicked me out 3 times until I sent them an email and said, "Hey, what you offered me this Q&A session, but every time I try and register for it, you keep kicking me out." And they didn't offer me the registration for it until 5:30 at night when it was 3:00 that day.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I got an email back, and the only reason they contacted me is because I have a brokerage MC.
Right.
I hear you.
Oh, I got an
hear you.
email saying that I wasn't a member, that I had to be a member of the TIA to join. But yeah, but it
Can
still
we-
let me set up for it and everything.
Can one of the questions you ask the lawyer is once a carrier asks for the documents from a broker and then the broker becomes retaliatory, how do we prove it? Well,
Record the phone call.
yeah, that's one thing. Record the phone call. I've been saying that a lot. Record the phone call. Secondly, try to do everything through email. I have one member that did everything through email. He had a conflict with, I believe it is Warner, and he kept it all through email. And he sent me all of the emails, and we gave it to our people in Washington, and they are showing these emails to congressmen and senators in Washington. This is getting very serious. I know that a lot has not been put in public, but we are making Congress aware of all of these acts that are being committed by all of these brokers. It's getting very serious. The most important thing you can do is document it. Try to keep it all in email, or record your conversations if you're going to be using the phone. It's going to be very useful later on down the road.
So, Mike, I had a member, I guess, of the room email me, message me today, and I basically told him that nobody would read the book he sent. I'll send you the book that he sent me, but I told him he'd have to kind of shorten it down if he wanted people to actually read it, because, you got to dumbfound it down for truck drivers, because I'm not going to sit there and spend 20 minutes reading one damn email. I'm just not going to do it. But, essentially he was talking about exactly what you're talking about, and the broker transparency and the difference between a dispatcher and, I mean, just on and on and on and on and on. But I'll send it to you. You can read the book.
That's another form of misinformation, man. Is everybody trying to translate this whole regulation for dispatchers?
There is no regulation. It's all bullshit.
Anyway.
It's more confusing than it was before, and there's no there's no.
It's not really confusing. It's just everybody wants to use it and bend it to their perception to fit their agenda. I mean, look, a dispatcher is basically considered office personnel of a carrier. You cannot go solicit freight. There's a very fine line of how you can solicit freight as a dispatcher. You can do it, but you can only do it for one carrier. You can't go solicit freight from a shipper and disperse it to multiple carriers. Then you're acting as a broker.
Right.
You can do it as a representative of one carrier, and you're not really, all you're doing is initiating it for the carrier and the shipper to sign a contract together.
Mr. Anderson.
There he is.
What's up, brother?
What's good, man? I haven't seen you all day.
Yeah, brother. I've been I took a couple of days off spent with my family while I was at home. We went out and done some things and had fun. I divorced for a couple of days, and hell, I get back and Twitter's over there blowing me up over Rutherford and all his cronies, man. Hell, I think they missed me. I think their butthurt hanging on their ass for a few days. They got them some of it a while ago. They got them some of it a while ago. I think they was missing the actual engagement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's because their room doesn't show shit without you in there.
Hey, I was gonna call you. Kevin Rutherford was inquiring about your whereabouts. He was worried about you, man.
Yeah. Well, I let him have it a while ago and told him, look, I took a few days off. I'm glad I'm renting that much space in your head. I'm back. I'm here. What's up?
Now going back to the AI, Jamie said it best earlier today with that post that I posted on the Facebook page. The log truck that took out that car after he shot the state trooper.
Officer.
You ain't gonna have
yeah.
AI doing that, you know.
Yeah, Jamie.
Speaking of which, that was the member's name was AI.
Kevin Rutherford needs you, Jamie. Without you, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any content for his shitty Twitter spaces.
He doesn't have any contact, period. And he doesn't have any intelligence.
That's the reason why I started. That's the reason why I stopped going in there. Because when I started looking at the engagement when we went in, I said, "Fuck it, I'm not going to contribute to his delinquency."
You know what's funny, man? Oida
He's butthurt about it too, man. I can see already he's butthurt about it.
Yeah, Oida even started posting stuff on Twitter and Facebook and making press releases. They actually made a press release today going after the ATA, if you can believe it. It was incredible. Good. I couldn't believe it. It was kind of like very nasty too. You have to read it. It's on Landmark.
That's what they need to do. They need to take them fucking gloves off and come on out here and fucking fight. You know what I mean?
It's just incredible.
I mean, you're gonna be about it. Be about it.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna continue to fucking hound them. I'm gonna continue to give them a hard time until they say, "Hey, look, all right, well, let's do this, man." I mean, because what the fuck, man? If you're gonna represent to the fullest, man. I mean, when are they gonna get tired of being the redhead stepchild of the ATA and the TIA, man?
Exactly.
They don't have to be. All they gotta do is come in. That's all they gotta do is come in. They don't have to be.
Right. You're totally right, man. It's obvious. And, anybody, I don't understand why anybody would be a member of these associations, man. It's just incredible. These people are so fake. It's incredible. It's funny. When we started doing our research, we noticed that OIDA and TIA both have PACs. And they both give money to congressmen and senators. And it's funny. Damn, we lost Jamie. It's funny. You would think that TIA would give more money to congressmen and senators. But actually, OIDA gives 3 times more than what TIA gives to Congress and senators. OIDA gives 3 times more than what TIA gives the rest for pay for play.
That's kind of hard to figure out.
And yet, OIDA has less influence in Congress than TIA? How is that possible?
I still
So when you see something like this, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, right? It seems when you first read it, it seems a little far-fetched. Like, okay, if I agree with this, I have my tinfoil hat on, right? But when you look at the numbers and look at reality, look at the math, because math doesn't lie, it kind of makes sense. Wouldn't it make sense if OOIDA has so much money in their pack? Wouldn't this make sense if OOIDA had less influence in Washington than the TIA? TIA.
Well, I can tell you this: what don't make sense, Mike, is how the hell they came up with all that money on $50 over 2 years from members.
because of the PACs.
Well,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. They get money from sponsors, mega corporations.
Insurance.
They get insurance, right? All types
Brokers.
of things. that they
The
raise
TIA.
Brokers.
money. Well, they
Oops. Did I say that?
based on what I'm reading here, they give money to the TIA.
Oh, Kevin
so-
Rutherford gives them plenty, brother. Oh, Kevin Rutherford gives them plenty.
Oh boy, the fun we have here.
I'm kind of like I'm kind of like John Wick. Yeah, I think I'm back. I don't think they like me very much, y'all.
Jamie, they love you. They need you. They need you, brother. I just want to let everybody know that the National Owner Operators Fuel Card is available as of last week. It did come out, and it has been. I know it's going to be hard to believe, but like everything else with the National Owner Operators Association, except for me, it has been warmly welcomed. Many people have signed up for it. Many people have been approved for it. It is a great card. You should check it out if you're looking for a fuel card or another option for a fuel card. You should definitely check it out. You can check it out at tnooa.com, www.tnooa.com. Excellent fuel card. Comes with a nationwide tire program. Gets you up to 52% off, 53% off on tires. Also comes with a nationwide preventative maintenance program. Contact information is on the website. It's only available to members of the National Owner Operators Association. You can become a member at www.tnooa.com right here. Had to get that plug.
I just got my approval today.
Get out of here. They gave you a fuel card?
Yep.
I mean, I don't
Damn,
mean
they'll
to
give
be shocked.
anybody one of them damn things.
Yeah.
After you threw a boy under the bus.
I mean, I actually told them not to after what you did to that guy. I mean,
Oh, well,
I
No, that was
literally
you.
told them,
that was you. I was just letting everybody know. Don't be surprised that they don't know who we are yet, because it just got set up.
I told Jessica, do not give that guy Chris a fuel card after what he did on air to that guy in the sales office. She said, you know what, Mike? F him. I agree. I'm going to make sure he gets no fuel card. And she gave you a fuel card.
Say, who's doing the fuel and tires? I had a member, Jesse. I call him El Okie. That's what his handle is. He reached out to me today. He was somewhere and needed one. I told him to get a hold of ADD. I didn't know who it went to, but he is a member. I think he was
How
smearing
would I
up
have anything to
Tennessee.
do about it?
I don't know who took it. Who got that now? I don't know.
Fuel card information.
I've been out 2 days,
is
man.
Fuel card information is on the website. It's also in the Facebook group. It's been posted everywhere. Our salespeople are they put a post up a couple of hours ago about the fuel card. Let me see if I can find it here.
I've been driving, brother. I haven't been in the group. I just now got stopped and I got on Twitter and aired a couple people out over there because I hadn't seen it today what they had put on there while I was off. But yeah,
here it is.
I went John with
hold on. I'm gonna post it in the group. I can't put the link here, but I can put the post in there. These are our people that are selling this fuel card, moving this fuel card, flipping this fuel card. What any other words that I could use for how they are moving this fuel card?
Offering this fuel card.
I don't like that one. That's a little too clean for me. This is a post that our people put in the group about the fuel card. You can find this post in the group. It was posted about 7 hours ago. There's a few of them. It's a pretty decent fuel card, in my opinion. No BS.
Do they have an app so you can see where to get fuel in your area or in your route or whatever?
Yeah, there is. Yes.
I don't know, man. Don't ask me. I just put Noah's name on it. Ask Chris. He has it. He has it in his wallet. Don't ask me.
I don't have it in my wallet yet. I just got approved. They're sending the card.
I've got an issue.
It's like Capital One.
know,
It's in your wallet.
Right. So you got Samuel L. Jackson in your back pocket. Seeing a little bit of a reoccurring theme here. You've got this Indian gentleman. Seems like a nice fellow. Royal Bengal Logistics, Florida fleet owner charged in alleged $112 million Ponzi scheme. It's probably a coincidence that he's from India, but
probably
seeing a little bit of a recurring theme here. How about you guys? You starting to notice something?
You trying to say he might know Omar Singh? You know what you're saying?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, are you noticing the recurring theme here? We this country is very welcoming. We welcome people from all walks of life. That is what the United States is based on. We're built on immigration, and we allow people to come to this country, participate in the American experience, build a better life for their families, and pay their taxes and become great Americans. And they, we get a lot of this. Florida fleet owner charged in alleged $112 million Ponzi scheme. Indian descent, Mr. Sanjay Singh. Here's his cousin.
Didn't he have just one truck?
Yeah. Here's his cousin, Mr. Omar Singh. I'm assuming it's his cousin. I mean, they have the same last name. They must be related, right? Can't be.
They look a little alike too.
Kind of do. Can't be that many Singhs, right? In the transportation industry, ripping off owner operators and unsuspecting people trying to get into the trucking industry. But this guy ripped off owner operators for about $12 million this year. 5,000 owner operators. He owes $12 million. What do you guys think about this gentleman from the great country of India?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
When I spoke to TIA, I found out some interesting news. They have something like Carrier 411 for TIA. It's called Watchdog.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, did you know that you cannot report a broker that's part of the TIA into that Watchdog?
I did not know that.
Yes.
TIA does not speak to me.
if you were to report a broker that's a member of the TIA, it's hell and high water to get that published. And
Did not know
They
that.
put they,
Uh,
they'd
it
probably
kinda
put a
makes
freight
sense.
guard on you if you done that.
Yeah.
You know what?
They
James,
can put
thank
a
you.
freight guard on you if you sneeze.
Let's look into it. I want to ask Jamie. Jamie,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Texas Trucker,
Yes, sir. What you got?
can you please tell me who is this handsome gentleman on the left here?
Oh, is that Dooner? I
What's
can't
his
really
name?
see. I'm in the back of my truck. It may be Dooner. I don't know. I can't really see him in the back of my truck.
Right. I think you're right. Is Dooner his last name
Yeah.
or his first name? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that much about him.
He's with Freight Waves, right?
Oh yeah, he's a production manager for FreightWaves.
Right.
Heavy. I want to put real heavy emphasis on this so the listeners understand. Production manager, a production produced. You know what a
Right.
production is. It's produced. It's something that programs people to act a certain way. That's what FreightWaves is. They're a production.
It-
Right.
Isn't he the douchebag that says he knows something about trucking but actually doesn't know anything? Isn't that him?
Oh no, he's an expert, Michael.
Oh.
You're totally
I think that's all
incorrect.
of them.
Do you want me to put his resume on the screen? I took the liberty of downloading it. It's actually more funnier than his fucking face. In any case, this guy says Omar Singh is a gentleman, and every time he interviewed him, he's always been nice. He considers Omar Singh a genius, but he would know. He has a lot of transportation industry experience. He started out trying to build a record company for himself. That didn't work out, and he spent many years jumping from place to place, always ending up as some sort of lackey at a transportation company in one form or another, until he was lucky enough to land at this rag, FreightWaves, that promotes false information so brokers can use that information to rip you off. But as you can see from this picture, him and Omar Singh are kind of like they're best friends. Tough guys, obviously, from this picture, but best friends.
Only thing they need is a please advise hat, and they'd be right in.
In any case, my point is, last night I was in a Twitter space with Carmen Love, and I was talking about what the National Owner Operators Association is doing with Amazon, with our boycott of Amazon that we announced last week. And a Singh jumped into the space and began to yell at me for trying to get people to rise up against the American government. I don't know, Chris, were you in the space at that point? Because I know you were in the space for a certain amount of time. Did you hear Mr. Singh tell me that you people should not let this guy, he's trying to get you to rise up against your own government?
Oh yeah.
And then Carmen shut his mic off.
No, actually, what we're trying to do is get these people to do the job they was hired to do. But as we've seen this week, they come out and they're doing an AI truck deal during Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Where did it come from? I mean, they didn't put no focus on truck drivers.
No, that's the.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get these people to do what they was elected Congress, and the administrators selected to do, and that's take care of the trucking, the transportation industry. How are they doing that when they're only looking after 6 or 8%? They're
Right.
not.
Right. This guy started yelling at me because I'm pretty sure he lives in India and he has a call center where he pays people $2 an hour to do customer service for Amazon. So he was very upset that we announced a boycott against Amazon because it's going to hurt his rupees or whatever they have over in India. So he was up in arms about it. I personally thought it was funny. Everyone else kind of did too. You could listen to it. Carmen actually does a good show. Have you ever been in a show with Carmen Love, James?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in a lot of her shows.
Yeah, she does a very good show. She
Yeah.
read a letter yesterday.
All their shows are good.
Yeah, she read a letter yesterday from her daughter, Chloe, thanking all of us for fighting for the rights of people that are being taken advantage of by mega corporations. And she said she's going to join us when she's old enough. And it was a pretty heartfelt letter, kind of like Jennifer's daughter. Jennifer's daughter's letter. It's crazy, you know. We were talking about how these kids pay attention to everything we do, and you know, that's another thing. It made me think, like, what are we fighting for? We are fighting for our rights. 49 CFR 371.3 is a law. It's already on the books. It's a law. You have a right to see the documentation that brokers collect from shippers. You have a right to know what they're getting paid from shippers. It's been on the books for 43 years. There's also a
Let me clean that up a bit here. You missed a big portion of it. They are required to keep.
Right, required. And there is a civil penalty and a criminal penalty attached to it. And I just started thinking about that. Like, we've been getting disrespected by our own government by not having this law enforced. It's like they're allowing almost 92,000 freight brokers laugh in our faces.
Hey, just out of curiosity, can we hold them responsible? They are breaking the law as well.
You know, I like I said, I am going to find out about that. I am meeting with lawyers this week about it, and we are working on a class action suit, and we will find out about that. There are a lot of people that are very interested in hearing about this, and that are a lot more knowledgeable about this from a legal standpoint than I am. And we are going to find out about it. But we really do need people to start waking up and start, you know, getting active and voicing their opinions and stop talking about nonsense on social media and in these groups, because, you know, this is your fight. You know what I mean? This is your fight. You know, it's your fight. This is your money. With transparency is going to come your money. That money that brokers have been stealing from you for 43 years, that's your money. And that's all going to come to an end with transparency.
Well, you know, Mike, I honestly think that they're trying to raise the rates a little bit right now so that when they do lose transparency, and, you know, because it's pretty obvious people are hearing what we're saying and they're understanding what we're saying, because, you know,
it's not obvious to me. It's not obvious to me, sir. It really isn't. I fight with people every day in my own Facebook group. They totally disagree. I had to throw Michael Joseph out of the group. I'm probably going to be throwing Greenfield Carper out of the group soon. I had enough of these people, and I don't get paid for this, so I don't want to deal with these people. They have nothing invested in this fight. All they want to do is cause problems and division and voice their opinions and be heard. And truthfully, I don't want to hear them. I had enough. I feel that this is a serious fight. I feel that rights are being trampled on. I feel that the government and brokers and the FMCSA, the DOT, Congress are all spitting in our faces, and I don't think any of this is funny. And I don't want to hear their fucking opinions. I'm not interested in how much money they made on a load. I could care less. And I don't want to know about their opinions. I had enough. And I started removing people from the group that disagree with our mission. They serve no purpose. If they want to disagree with a law that is on the books that we have a right to have enforced, then they can go join the brokers. That's where they need to be. They need to join the brokers. They don't need to be an owner-operators, no authority, new authority, or members of NOAA. They need to be members of TIA and go join the brokers. They would love to have them.
I honestly think they already are. You know, they don't make any sense. They keep on talking about, supply and demand. I don't know a truck driver, one, that gives a shit about supply and demand. We care about miles, cost per mile.
This has nothing to do with supply and demand. It has nothing to do with economics. This has to do with laws not being enforced. Okay? That's what this has to. We're talking about two different things. And we need to stop playing games with people trying to push false narratives.
I agree.
Okay?
Right now, I'm
100.
loading a load. I'm sitting here right now loading a load. 349 miles, 1 and 1, paying $1,600 from Nolan Transportation. Right now, I'm sitting loading it right now. Delivers tomorrow. And the money's
pretty
out
good
here.
money
They
there,
got the
Jamie.
money in these loads.
That's pretty good money there,
that's
Jamie.
where I've been running.
Yeah.
You just got to hold their feet to the fire and say no. I mean, now I sat there 8 hours today trying to find a load. I finally found it.
I know, Jamie. They're sending them to me in the email. They're sending me all kinds of loads. Loads are starting to pick up. I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 fucking dispatchers calling me a day telling me they can give me all kinds of cool loads. You know what I tell them? Same thing I have been telling them. I'm tired of the fucking brokers. I'm tired of their bullshit, and I'm not hauling their loads. There's only one broker that I'll work with at all. Other than that, I'll go steal their fucking load out from underneath them with this card right here. Get my own fucking loads for NOAA. Fuck them. NOAA. I'm done with brokers and their bullshit.
I need to send this. I need to forward these emails to these departments. All day long, I'm sending emails to the trailer leasing division, insurance division, dispatcher division, just countless emails. It's incredible. Just a lot of people inquiring about the National Owner-Operator Services. I've got people just blowing up my email and my cell phone about this new fuel card. Who is this guy, Shane? Who is this fellow that just joined our
This is Buddy.
broadcast?
This is Buddy.
Buddy. Hey, Buddy. Buddy, you're the real brains of the operation, sir. I'm glad you can join us here. Your minion, Shane, has been trying to hold it down, but I know you're the real silent partner in the brains of the operation, buddy. Buddy, tell me something. Does Shane have a drinking problem? You've been working with him, right? You've been going through the steps.
Say the 13th step program. Bottle of NyQuil.
Buddy's a good dog. Jamie, are you there, or are you just practicing?
Yeah,
you know?
now I'm here. I'm overlooking at the Facebook group. I'm here.
I see you're not.
Can y'all hear
moving.
me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah,
not
I'm
moving.
over on the Facebook group. I'm over on the
Gotcha.
Facebook group.
Yeah, please.
I was over
Jamie,
checking out some stuff in the Facebook group.
We've missed you the last couple of days. So, Chris, where are you headed?
Springfield, Missouri,
Where are you coming from?
Idaho.
And you have what? Potatoes, correct?
No, peaches.
Peaches from Idaho.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Georgia got washed out this year.
Really? Wow, that's incredible. I thought peaches came from Georgia and Florida and shit like that.
Georgia lost 79% of their peach production in one day.
Wow.
Almost enough to get state of emergency in Georgia.
Is it a good
Yeah, I
load?
keep
Chris?
telling it. Well, so they were trying to move it for 4,000. It's got 3 drops on it. And I told them that the lowest I'm going to go is 5, and they took it.
I've got a comment here from Blake Alvarez Foss. Live in action, check you out. Nolan posted double their usual rates this weekend when they're usually of the lowest. Personally, I can't stand Nolan Transportation. I think they're a shit company. I try to avoid them at all costs. But in the southeast, Nolan has a large amount of loads. They kind of control the southeast. But I still hate their fucking guts. But they are in the southeast.
I seen a few
Tim-
of them on the load boards today. They were priced a little more.
Tim
competitive.
Wilkerson, our boy Tim, who is out there on the road, he says, I depimp Chris Bennett, LOL.
Yeah. No, whatever.
Because he said Idaho, and he said I depend, Chris Bennett.
Keep telling
I
everybody
wanna
there's
thank
more loads
everybody.
out here than everybody thinks.
Oh,
Everybody
man,
thinks
1,300
Idaho's a
in-
dead spot.
That's the only thing you can get anything out of in Utah.
around Dallas this morning. They was rates up to $6.50 a mile around Dallas this morning.
You guys want to see something interesting? Blake Alvarez Foss posted a video in the group. It's actually on Twitter of a autonomous taxi cab slamming on the brakes in an intersection in front of someone. It looks really crazy. It just jumps into the lane of the oncoming traffic and just slams on the brakes like it's on crack or something. And, oh my goodness, you got to see this one. It's great. I think if you drive a truck, you're going to enjoy this. Just incredible. He just strolls into oncoming traffic and just slams on the brakes. We've got a special guest coming in. Let's see what else we got here. If y'all want another social media outlet to post on, if you don't have it already, it's called Nextdoor. I've never heard of it. Anybody ever heard of Nextdoor? We should
I'm
check
on
Nah,
next
we'll have to go
door
check
here in
it out.
North Carolina.
Kind of sounds a little porny, but I will check. And if it is porny, hey, all right. Let's see here. What else we got? Not too much action tonight. I think they missed us. In any case, let's see here. Did Tim come in? No? Okay.
Who's going round and round over here?
Yeah, no, I see you. Tim's chasing his tail. Any other news? I think we covered a lot.
It smells
tonight.
it smells like a damn chicken factory here, man. Whew.
Let's see what else we got here. Look, you guys, this is very important. I don't mean to, keep throwing it out there, but on September 13th this week, the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee is holding hearings on autonomous vehicles. Owner-operator associations and organizations were not invited. And
Don't worry though, the ATA will be there to represent us.
Yeah.
OOIDA.
Yeah, no, OOIDA's not there. They were not invited either, and I think they were very upset about that because Todd Spencer posted an article in Landline that's on Landline right now. He's not very happy about it. He was so up in arms. He actually went at ATA, which was funny in my opinion.
He sure did. I reposted
and-
it with a.
Here's the thing: he wanted to be the one to sell us down the river and sell us out. I mean, he wanted that as his reputation. How is he going to get on the board of transportation if he doesn't sell out the trucking industry?
He wanted his cut.
Yeah.
10% for the big guy.
Please, everyone, contact your congressman or senator in Washington and tell them what you think about these autonomous vehicles and how this would be a very bad idea for the transportation industry and the supply chain. This hearing is being held, I believe, 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Sam Graves is the chairman of this committee, the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. And this is during Truck Week. This is during Truck Driver Appreciation Week, to say the least there. Disrespect from the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee in the House.
Can I just bring up a topic? I mean, with this autonomous truck,
Absolutely.
especially today, September 11th. All right. Now, you think you got foreign entities running all these autonomous trucks. What the hell is the capability if they wanted to do something, running our fuel haulers, running our hazmat, running anything out there that could cause a problem?
Just running the industry, period. I mean, all they got to do is push a button, it all ends.
That's it.
Well, let me tell you from experience. I've ran a couple of these trucks with autonomous capabilities, and they're a death trap. The technology is not there. They're bad. All right. I mean, you'll be driving down there 60 miles an hour, nothing nowhere around you, and it'll just lock up the brake. The truck I was actually in, if you went to and I done it one day. I went to steer around something on the road onto the shoulder, and it jerked me back up in the road. It's dangerous.
Yeah, all I had was the automatic braking capability on one of my trucks. Like if you were going around a corner too fast or whatever, it would slow you down or brake or whatever. And I was coming. I'm trying to think. There's a junction. You're coming through Illinois. You're coming through Illinois. You're headed down towards Kentucky, and there's a junction you take, and it's kind of tight. But when you come around it, the bridge is right there for the overpass for the other freeway, right? And when you come around it, it's seen that overpass or the bottom of the overpass or whatever, slammed on the brakes right there in the middle of the damn road and almost rolled my truck. And if there hadn't been a human in that truck, I promise you that shit would have been on the ground, because the autonomy wouldn't know what to do in that case. It would have just continued slamming on the brakes as it rolled the truck.
Well, the stuff needs.
Well, I was in a 2024 Pete, and it had all of that, and it was dangerous. It was a death trap, man.
Yeah. I told them they could turn that shit off or they could keep their truck. I don't give a damn. And I was leasing the truck at the time. I took it back to the yard. I said, you can turn that shit off.
Let me tell you what it sets up. It sets up a bad precedent. Because when you feel it start to do that, it trains the driver, because the only way you get out of it is to slam your foot on the accelerator. So anytime it goes into that, it automatically trains you to slam your foot on the accelerator, brother. I mean, the truck will train you to do that, and it's dangerous, man. I mean, coming around and there'll be a curve in the road. A car veers off and already on the exit ramp, and you're doing 70 miles an hour. Well, they start to decelerate. That tree just slams on the brake. So you reach over and slam your foot on the accelerator, ready to stop it from doing it. Going under an underpass, the same thing. Hit the shadow under an underpass, it'll lock the brakes down. There's a switchback instruction with barrels. When you hit that switchback and come in and out of it, it'll read it as a collision. Lock your brakes down.
Well, I can't wait for these autonomous trucks to run in snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
If
even
you-
want to look at that.
One of the things I've learned, and I learned this a long time ago, and this has to do with the pharmaceutical industry. There is something that corporations do, and along with the help of the FDA, it's called acceptable loss of life. Has anyone ever heard of that?
Yep.
You've heard
Yeah.
of it?
Yep. He told us about it yesterday.
Yes. When a
That
pharmaceutical
was the COVID vaccines, wasn't it?
Yep.
it might have been. I wouldn't see why not. COVID would have been a perfect example of. We know that this medication is going to harm or kill some people, but that's okay. You know
We'll
what
take
I
it
mean?
anyway.
Right. When you're talking about autonomous vehicles,
Jamie's gone
this is
again.
what you understand what I'm saying? This is what you're talking about. How many people are going to be hurt or killed by these vehicles, by these 80,000-pound vehicles moving at 75 miles an hour on a highway with no human being in them to control them? Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable to the corporation? Is it acceptable to the government? This is going to be where the bean counters come in. Okay? You have to understand, the transportation industry is a very, very lucrative industry. And it's going to come down to, especially with autonomous vehicles, it's going to come down to what is the acceptable loss of life. That's pretty much what it's going to come down to. Because even if you think the idea is insane, there are many, many, many people out there who think that it's not, and it's worth it. And you have to ask yourself, does that make sense? You know what I mean? Because I personally have been through it, and it didn't make sense to me, but it is what it is, and that's a fact, and it's true. There is a certain point where a certain amount of deaths is okay to the government. It justifies the means. Now, any amount of deaths is okay for a corporation. I don't know any corporation who cares that their product harms you. They only care that they get caught when their product harms them. So that's something to think about. Because if you look at the medical industry and the way pharmaceuticals are pushed through the approval process, you get an idea of what's going to happen with autonomous vehicles. It's going to be treated the same way by departments that are even more useless than the FDA, like the DOT and the FMCSA. So that's something to think about. Go ahead, Shane. I see you ready to explode.
Nah, man, I agree with you 100%. Just sitting thinking how much nonsense it is, brother. I mean, I had a Freightliner that had the lane assist in it and the collision avoidance, and that thing they would have to reset the parameters on it about monthly. I was coming off from a dead stop from a stoplight going uphill with a full load. There was a car in the Wendy's parking lot. I go by the Wendy's parking lot and the brakes locked up on it. Stopped me right in the intersection.
Right.
There was nobody in front of me. I mean, the car was probably 30 yards into the parking lot and it picked it up. The
Right.
company I was driving for says, "Oh, we need you to sign an incident report." I said, "Like hell?" I says, "It said that I was doing 60 miles an hour in 4 seconds coming off the stoplight." I said, "Listen, if I'm doing that, then damn, you need to give me a raise. You don't need to give me a safety citation."
Right. Christopher. Ed McMahon,
Yeah.
what is your input on autonomous vehicles and acceptable loss of life, sir? Which is what this is going to come down to. Which is what should be brought up on Wednesday. How many people are we willing to allow die on the highways of this nation to get this done? Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, they're always harping about that we need to be safer out on these roads. So how is that making it any safer? They're already saying that we're having too many accidents. These autonomous trucks, they're a death trap.
I agree.
Think about the ratio of accidents on the amount of accidents that truck drivers are involved in. How many of those accidents are four-wheeler initiated or at the fault of a four-wheeler? Now,
82%.
how many of those accidents are prevented from being fatalities from the reaction of a live truck driver?
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
Well, what's the autonomy going to do to it? You know what I mean?
You know, it's going to do what it does.
What's the autonomy going to do when there's 2 foot of snow on the road and it can't read the lines that it's programmed to see? You know what I mean?
I got a better one for you. What about the time that they don't announce a construction zone on their little parameters, and some bitch just goes right through and wrecks through everybody that's trying to do a new road?
And kills the construction workers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, it's
Well,
all
it's
about
construction
safety
workers.
until it doesn't fit their agenda.
Well, it's construction workers. That could be construed as an acceptable loss of life.
What about the family in the car in front of them?
Well, you see, now that's going to become a legal issue. They're going to bring the family into the lawyer's office, and he's going to calculate how much that person that died would have earned over his life had he not been killed by an autonomous vehicle.
That brings me to that.
Then
They
they're
should-
going to make,
And it's going to make our insurance go up.
they're going to make a settlement offer to that family based on that number.
But see,
That's what they did with me.
they should do what they should do is what that person could have made. So
Yeah, that's
take
what they do.
Donald Trump and what he makes, because you could make that kind of money, right? Okay.
No, they don't do.
And then just time that out. Yeah.
No, they don't do it. They don't do it.
I know what they do, but that's what they should do. They should
Yeah,
take
it's
into
pretty-
consideration that every person could make as much as George Soros does.
Yeah, they don't do it like that. It's,
Perfect example
it's
here. Perfect
Just saying.
example in an
on-
instance
it's
in
based
an
on real-
autonomous truck.
It's based on real numbers. If you were a truck driver and you earned, they're going to look at the national average of what you could have possibly earned during your lifetime had you lived the average lifespan of a truck driver, and they're going to make an offer based on that number. That's
Yeah,
what
but
they do.
Check this out, Mike.
Oh,
Warner, C.L. Warner was a truck driver. He started out with one truck. I'm just saying. I mean,
Look at Estes Express.
yeah. I mean,
You know,
you think insurance costs are high now? How will they be when the cost of is outrageous to repair after an accident with all the required technology? Insurance has already started limiting coverage on the newer vehicles due to the cost of all the sensors.
It's hard to insure a Tesla now.
I don't care. I agree. What I will say is that insurance is out of the hands of the federal government, and that is in the hands of individual states. I know it's a messed up situation, but depending on your state that you live in, insurance could be a pain in the ass, or it could be workable, or it could be great. So what I normally do is I frequently change my filing states. So that might be something you want to look into. It works for me. It'll work for you, but that might be something you want to look into, because the insurance issue is, in my opinion, a very difficult one, because it's regulated by individual states.
127 miles.
Jamie,
Yeah.
sorry, I caught you mid yawn.
Yeah,
what is your
I
take
was,
on the autonomous vehicle situation?
Like I said, I've operated a couple of vehicles, and I was very not in. To me, they're dangerous. I've been in situations with them that's put my life in danger multiple times, and I actually brought it up to the safety man there, and told him. Well, he says, "Well, I don't know how it's going to react in that situation." I said, "Ain't you over safety? You know what I mean?" "Well, I don't know." I brought it to him. He said, "I understand what you're saying. I see what you're saying." I said, "Dude,
Right.
yeah." So, I mean, when you ask a safety man at a big company, corporation, the head over safety, how it's going to react or what it's going to do, and he says, basically, "I don't know. There's a problem, brother."
I'm just doing what I'm told. That's what he's trying to tell you.
Yeah.
From the desk of Albert Hershaw, to Congressman Rep. 2nd District, New Jersey, Jeff Van Drew. From Albert Hershaw, the upcoming meeting on transportation and autonomous carriers. To the esteemed Congressman from the 2nd District, New Jersey, and service as Committee Vice Chair, Jeff Van Drew. It is to my understanding and verification of witness list for the hearing that no entity or person representing the independent owner-operators and carriers are invited to participate in this hearing. It is these individuals that I write about. While it is noticed that the ATA will be represented at this hearing, it should be known as point of fact that they only represent the mega carriers. Those are carriers of fleets of trucks from 50 through 1,000 trucks. These are corporate carriers. They are not independent carriers. Independent carriers are those small business owner operators of 1 to 5 trucks. Those are represented, to just name a few, by NOAA, SBTC, and OOIDA, just to name a few, and there are more. Please have correctly represented that while those in government claim driver shortages, that in fact there are, as of 2021, a quantity of drivers. Of this date of message transmission are upwards of 3.9 million in the combined in the United States of America. Please take note that as of today also, that with the United States, we are, since January through September, now 100,000 less drivers because of a combination of factors, such as foreign IP interlopers hefting 30 to 60% kept and not paid to carriers. Oh boy, Mr. Albert Harshaw. Foreign IP interlopers hefting, anybody say Surge Transportation? Hefting 30 to 60% kept and not paid to carriers, and then filing under Chapter 11 and 7 and other bankruptcy schemes, that those carriers had no choice but to close up shop. More of these victims are to be had in the coming months. I would also note that I would also like to note, I'm sure that meant to say, that it would be asked at this meeting, since many will be there, that this would be a good time to call up also Robin Hutchinson of the FMCSA, and he put her address and both of her phone numbers here, just in case they didn't know what it was, and open up a dialogue to get transparency done. This transparency would be a far greater help than the far-flung fantasy of driverless trucks carrying 80,000 pounds of material at 75 miles per hour along crowded and populated highways and roadways that need an equivalent length of a football field to stop, without discernment between a deer or a child in the road. For the record, sir, and as point of fact, enacting actual transparency is neither new nor is it a cost to the taxpayer, as this is already a law that is not to the detriment of motor carriers. You can find this pre-existing law in the 49 CFR 371.3. Your attention and deliberation on this would be most appreciated and respected, as many of an American way of life is on the line in these hearings. It should also be noted that while our founders' principles at large was representation, and yet here in this hearing, that is about to be had, and maybe through overlook, through zeal, and achieve some kind of reform, that these important taxpayers and equally important voting bloc are in fact not represented and therefore disenfranchised, duly seek remedy through your esteemed office and opposition as vice chair to hear their plight and take up their suffering and help to give them equal voice in this hearing. While true that I, Albert Harshaw, am a current candidate in this current cycle of elections, I am also a citizen whom spent decades serving our country, from firefighter to military service. Thank you for your service, sir. And here serve this plight to your esteemed personage as a patriot citizen to another citizen in honest fervor for a balanced scale in this matter. I look forward to hearing back from you on this matter prior to the hearing of this Wednesday. And you may with all haste call me. And he put his number there. I'm not going to repeat it. Sincerely, warm regards, Albert Hershaw. That is a letter I received today from Albert Hershaw, which was sent to Congressman Graves, chair of the chair of the Transportation Committee in the House, and also sent to Jeff Van Drew, Congressman, and he sits on the Transportation Committee in the House as well. Comments? I'll start with you, Sean.
Shane?
Sorry, that was a long letter. A little out of it.
Now, there's a couple points in that letter that, you're talking about the autonomous. I mean, it's definitely an issue, but the fact that the ATA is there, okay? Yes, the ATA needs to be there because they're representing the mega carriers who have a vast majority of the accidents on the road.
That is true.
So
Very
yes,
true.
the
Government
autonomous
study true.
may in fact adjust that, but you have your independent carriers who take a little bit more pride in their work and a little bit more careful because they're the ones flipping the bill. They're not self-insured, and they're more of a professional entity. So, you know, aside from that, you know, I mean, it's with the fact that they're not allowing anybody in. That's kind of a smack in the face in the first place. You know, the fact that you're allowing the ATA in, that shows that they're leaning towards that because of the mega carriers. You know, now getting back to what I was saying about the TIA, and you brought up Surge Transportation, how he was able to, you know, screw over all these carriers. Well, why was that? Because he was a member of the TIA, and they weren't allowed to report him in the watchdog.
Right. Shane. Very good work, sir. Very good work. Also, what sense does it make to have a company authorized to do business and generate $12 million in debt, but only have $75,000 bond to protect against loss? How does that make sense?
Well, not only that, but now you have to make everything to pat everybody on the ass and rub them on the head and send them on their way. Okay, well, we're going to let Triumph. We're going to let them settle the issues, and you know, you'll agree to pennies on a dollar. That'll make everybody okay. That's horse shit.
Right.
That's horse shit.
Right. I agree. And I just got another email from somebody who's owed money from Surge asking me what they should do. And I don't know what to tell them. And I got another one from another broker, another carrier today. I'm not even going to read this one.
I say sue Triumph.
This is just incredible.
Triumph took the debt on. They should.
You got a broker here.
Too.
Interglobal. Interglobal Cargo. They just beat this guy out of $4,000.
Oh, Interglobal's always been shady.
He's sending me an email. I got to look into this for him. Shane, I agree with you 150% on all your points. Mr. Anderson.
What's up, bro?
I thought you were frozen again. I don't know how you do that. It must be some sort of talent. Do you hunt
Matrix?
You must hunt a lot. How do you stay frozen like that? You must be an excellent hunter, bro.
Man, I was just sitting here, got that 1,000-yard stare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First and foremost,
for the next Twitter.
No, I'm not thinking about Twitter right now. I want first and foremost, I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Hershaw. This dude has been awesome with us, awesome for us, man. He's devoted. He's engaged. Couldn't ask for more. He's awesome. He's a good friend to have. I mean, just the time that he's taking and putting in this and researched and everything, it shows a lot about the man. You know what I mean? I love him to death. But you know, he's on point on all of it, you know. But I mean, this goes back to show you how deep the collusion runs, because that's what it is. TIA and ATA didn't want nobody there but TIA and ATA. See what I'm saying? That's how deep the collusion runs. You've got load boards, freightways, people connected. They're all in this together, man. We proved it.
They just proved it themselves.
They prove it every day, bro. They put stuff out every day, man.
I mean, Congress just proved it themselves.
Jamie, you are 100% correct, sir. And I think that is a very important point to put out there. When you look at the members, when you look at the witnesses that are going to be giving testimony on Wednesday, it pretty much says it all. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. They got a bunch of people on that panel that are going to say exactly what those congressmen want them to say, so they can get this pushed through. They have no real opposition there. OOIDA.
It's all about
was
the
not
narrative, Mike.
invited. Right. OOIDA, who is pretty much like having no representation, but at least you have some, right? OOIDA was not invited. This is very, very serious. This is very serious. They are trying to take you out of your truck. Wake up.
I know.
They are trying to take you out of your truck. If you don't care, that's cool. Maybe you're going to become a landscaper. Maybe you're going to become a lawyer or go back to school and become a doctor. I don't know. Maybe you're a basketball player and you have some talents. Maybe you're going to go join the Knicks. They need help. Maybe you're a football player. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be there long.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you right now, the Giants need some help, brother. Did you see what Cowboys done to them Giants yesterday?
Listen, if you do not plan on being a truck driver as your career, stay quiet. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep
See how Mike went around that one?
That's going to get you somewhere. Keep hating me. But these people are actively trying to get you out of your truck. While you're doing all of that, posting pictures of load boards, loads on load boards, and whatever, they're thinking of ways to get you out of your truck. They've been doing this for 43 years, since the Motor Carrier Act of 1980. But in the 70s and 80s, the technology wasn't there. In the 90s, they started working on it. Now, here we are in 2023. They have the ability today to get you out of your truck.
That's pretty dope.
I know.
It is your choice.
That's the issue. There's a whole agenda here. I mean, look. All right, Warner the other day, the CEO of Warner, blatantly said, you know, we're surprised that the independents have lasted this long. You know, the only people that can afford these autonomous trucks are the megas. Okay, point blank. No independent that I know of can afford $600,000-$700,000 for a truck. I mean, you're looking at taking the drivers away. You know, it's fitting the investments of some of these larger individuals like Pelosi and them that invested all this money into these vehicles. You know, what these big mega carriers don't realize is that, you know what, they're losing a lot of their revenue when this all comes to fruition. If this were all to come in and fall into place like they want it to, all of their lease programs are gone. That's where they make most of their money. The rates are, you know, they're hauling for pennies on the dollar now. They're not mysteriously going to up the rates because they got to pay more for a truck now. No. The government's going to cap them and cut their feet out from underneath them.
They're not going to raise the rates until all the owner-operators and dependents are off the road, and then they will start killing everybody on the rates, and that price of everything is going to go through the roof.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't, because they're never going to give those rates to the carrier. The rates are going to stay where they're at, up in the admin and to the people in control. They'll never give those rates to the carrier. They're letting the freaking megas believe that that's where the money's going to go, but that ain't where it's going to go.
No, it's not going to go to the carrier, the person driving the truck, but it's going to go to these big companies.
There's not going to be anybody driving the truck. There's not going to be anybody driving the truck.
Do you think when they corner the market and they have no drivers, that these big mega carriers that are left, 8 or 10 of them, however many of them there may be, that they're going to continue to move the freight at the rates they're moving now? No.
They're going to have no choice. They're going to have no choice because they're going to have them by the short hairs.
I don't see
They're going to have complete control of the supply chain.
You know, and you know, all of this is very possible. Whether either of your scenarios, it's very possible, and that's the point, right?
That's the
I want to
scary
move
part.
on. It is, and the scary part is we have precedents.
Yep.
Not of autonomous vehicles, obviously, but we do have precedents. You can look at the Uber scenario. Do you remember when Uber first started and what happened in New York City? Taxi yellow cab drivers were going in front of City Hall and pouring gasoline on themselves and lighting themselves on fire because they couldn't make a living, because Uber was cutting their throat. They were killing themselves left and right.
Well,
A
premise that a little bit
medallion, a
more,
yellow.
Mike. You have to premise that a little bit more and explain why they were doing that, because there's a medallion that these taxi cabs and these limo drivers have to purchase from the state of New York. That it costs a fortune.
Right.
But
It costs as much as a
Uber's
house.
able to come in and sneak in and avoid all of that,
Right.
and go as independent contractors.
And what happened? It blew up in New York's face.
Yep.
And they had to put all these rules and regulations on Uber to keep so yellow cabs can survive. Right?
Yeah, but
So
if you
we
look,
do have-
if you look at it now, though, when I first started using Uber and Lyft and all that, because I've used it many times out here to get around in my truck if I needed to work on my truck. I've had Uber and Lyft bring me fuel. One time when I run out of diesel, they went and got a can. I bought the can. They brought me fuel. I paid them, tipped them, all good. Back then, when I first started using the platform, the rides was really cheap, $5, $7. Now you can't get an Uber for $20, $25 in a lot of places.
But
Right.
you got to look too, Jamie. You know, some of the places you're talking about aren't like New York City. New York City has thrived on taxi cabs for decades, man. I mean, that's a whole entity all in itself. I used to drive limos in Manhattan, you know, town car services.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a huge difference in there and anywhere else. I mean, you know, you go somewhere like Chicago or something, all right, maybe you have that, but you know, a lot of your rural areas, okay, Uber's great, but they didn't have the effect on things the way that they did in New York City and some of your more metropolitan areas.
I feel you.
My whole point is, and you're all correct. I want to go to Michael. Michael, let me get your opinion on this issue.
I agree with Jamie. I think that when they corner the market, that it's the mega carriers that make the price. People need to understand that. It's the mega carriers that make the price. That falls down to the broker. Yeah, they're cushioning the pocket of Congress, but the mega carriers, once they corner the market, the rates are going to go through the roof. People that are shipping supplies will either pay for it or they won't. You know, they'll buy their own trucks, or, well, not their own trucks. So you no longer will have drivers. You'll have, they'll have to buy $700,000 trucks to get in the market. You know, I mean, Walmart's in that district, but I mean, you'll run, probably Fred Meyer's, Kmart, everybody else will be out of business because it'll just be the people.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. Amazon will still be in business because the government will fund them. I mean, they're cushioning their pockets pretty good. But as far as, once they corner the market, they get us out of the market, they don't have any competition. I promise you the rates are going to go up. The shipper is going to be paying $10 a mile, or they're going to buy their own trucks. That's all there is to it. And they're not going to be $150,000, $200,000 trucks. They're going to be $700,000 to $1 million truck. So it's going to run out the other companies. They're going to squeeze the market completely. And I mean, in the end, I get where you're coming from, Shane. But the fact of the matter is it's the mega carrier that's setting the rate. It's the brokers that are, manipulating the market. The rate's good. The rate is good. The rate is good with the mega carriers. That's what people don't understand. They're getting good money at the mega carriers. They're making $30 million off our backs every year just by putting the tender rejections down for the brokers to take, because they're making money even when they give the load to the broker, before the broker even gets it.
But see, that I have to disagree with you on the rates for the mega carriers. The mega carriers are taking the cheap freight. That's why the cheap freight's moving. I've talked to many of brokers, and these guys that are taking the 92-cent a mile loads, it's the megas. The megas are doing it because the megas are making their money on their lease purchases. They don't need the money. They're making volume on their rates, yes. And they got all their new hires. Their new hires, they're paying 24 cents a mile to run their freight for them. So therefore, they don't need the big rates like an owner operator, like an independent does. So they are running it for 92 cents a mile, a low, cross country. But
Tell me how JB Hunt can call me up and say we can offer you $3 a mile and $1.60 at the minimum with $6 local. Tell me how they can do that if they don't have it.
Some of them do, but some of them don't. I mean, you look at
That's
Warner.
JB Hunt. That's the cheapest ass runners out there is JB Hunt. I mean, come on.
Here's what I believe, and this is the way I look at life and things, Churchillian way. Churchill says, "Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely." You see what I'm saying? Right now they have power because of the way they run in numbers, but think about them manipulating the rates and driving the rates down. They're willing to do that now because they're trying to push us out. But once they push us out and there's no competition from an owner-op or a small carrier, and these shippers can only go to a mega to get their stuff moved, then that absolute power is going to kick in and they're going to go up with the rates, bro. I mean, it's human nature.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't. But people that think that these mega carriers are running for that cheaper rate, I got oceanfront property. I'll sell you. It's dirt cheap. It's right there, square in the middle of Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, I swear, because even the mega carriers are saying they cannot survive on the rates that are out there right now, and they're getting better rates than what we're getting. Perfect example is go. You don't have to take my word. Go look at.
They are getting better, Mike. They are getting better rates, but they're taking them cheap rates as well. They're $1.10. Here's what they do. Here's what they do, brother. Listen to me. Like Christensen Transportation, 500 trucks. I know this for a fact because I talked to everybody there, from lease purchase drivers to company drivers to companies that was hauling their freight, not leased on, under their own MC. Now, so what they would do is they had the Lauren Cook loads. Okay, they had a contract locked up with Lauren Cook. Lauren Cook was the cream of the crop because you had like 4 fans in the back of your truck. It didn't weigh nothing, maybe 3,000 pounds. And then they had also the Nestle Purina. The Nestle Purina was all gross max at 80,000 pounds, 79 to 80,000 pounds on every load. So what they was doing is they would put the Lauren Cook loads on their company trucks, and then all the lease purchase drivers was hauling the Nestle Purina, and that's the way all mega carriers do it. They pick the cream off the crop and put it on their trucks, and then put the rest of the trash out for the load board for us.
Owner, yeah, exactly.
So
that's JB Hunt 360's program.
That all of them the same. All of them the same.
The JB Hunt 360 program. That's what it is. It's where they put all their shit.
Okay? Wasn't that just my point, though? The big carriers are not taking cheap loads.
And JB Hunt's power only program, same thing. That's all shit loads, all garbage. I want to put up this comment by Todd Spencer from OOIDA, and you guys tell me what you think about it. I just found it. 1 second here. So Todd Spencer says, Todd Spencer, president of the Owner Operator Independent Driver Association, which is the only association 100% committed to representing truck drivers. Okay. Put it best.
Bullshit.
Mega carriers can hardly wait to replace millions of American truck driving jobs with autonomous trucks in order to save a buck. The fact that the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee would hold a hearing to highlight autonomous trucks in the middle of National Truck Driver Appreciation Week is a kick in the teeth to hardworking men and women behind the wheel who keep America's supply chain running every day. We cannot let such a galling move as this hearing go unnoticed. and unchecked. Those behind it likely won't bat an eye, much less apologize. Accountability, he says. That's another word I want to add to the list. Make no mistake, lawmakers work for us. Well, they definitely work for you. You pay them enough. And this committee especially works for truckers. That's a joke. Its members would be well served ahead of the next election. Ooh, to remember that. Ooh. That's a threat. I'm reading between the lines, man. Todd is. I think he. Yo, that's a threat. That's a threat.
He's upset because he didn't get his position.
Yeah, he
Well,
didn't
yeah,
get
look how much
invited.
money he paid for it. He paid
Hey.
a lot of money for that position, bro.
Hey, and they just didn't invite him to the hearing. Could you imagine if it was worse than that? Woo!
Hey, y'all. Look, I got 6 hours of I got to catch a few hours of sleep.
All right, Jamie. Thanks for
Okay,
coming,
brother.
brother. We gotta shut it down.
All right, see you, Jamie.
Keep the rubbery
Yeah, I
things
got- I
down
got-
and
I got
shiny
6
up,
hours
bro.
of-
All right.
Bye.
Yo, that's funny, man. That is funny. They just didn't, and they snubbed them. They snubbed them. And
After all
look
that
what
money
he
they
did.
spent,
Wouldn't you be pissed if you spent that much money and you didn't even get invited to go play with them? Come on now.
It's funny, man. That is hysterical. Let's go to.
I already told you, he wants to be the one to say, I screwed the truck drivers.
Fuck Todd Spencer. He's a fucking joke. I agree, Justin.
I still want somebody to come on and enlighten me as to one thing OOIDA's done to positively affect the independent trucker.
That's
Aside,
karma, Todd.
aside from $50 insurance, you know.
I got you. I agree. Shane. Christopher, Mr. Ed McMahon,
Yeah.
your take.
What's
sir.
up?
Your take, sir.
So I think it's bullshit that they're not letting anyone in except TIA's invited, right?
No.
No? Okay.
No, sir.
Well, so only ATA is going to be in there?
Give
So-
me 1 second. I'll tell you who is going to be there.
Conflict of interest.
You have the founder, chief executive of Aurora Innovation. I'm sure that is a alternative vehicle company. You have Jeff Farah, executive director, autonomous vehicle industry. Chris Spear, president, chief executive officer of ATA, and Kathy Chase, president, advocate for highway and auto safety. Go ahead, Chris. I thought that was funny too.
Chris
Go ahead.
Egg McMuffin Bennett. Nice.
Chris,
Egg McMuffin.
we lost you.
Yeah, he's froze.
We lost
He
you.
gone.
You know, we having some connection issues tonight, and I think we had a good night. We had a lot of fun. We're 2 hours and 11 minutes almost into this. It's still early, so we all have a little life left in us. Why don't we get to some final thoughts here and shut it down? What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. I think we need to get a petition going and get, our members and people to start signing it, get it out on Facebook, get it out everywhere, and get that shit to them by Wednesday morning, just so they know that we see what they're doing.
Hey, let me ask you something before we go. I got a question, and this is a public service announcement. Has anybody seen that guy?
Nope.
If you've seen him, please let us know. I mean, we're concerned about his whereabouts. This guy, he used to have a show called Mother Trucker. I think his name is Alex. If you see him anywhere, please let us know. We're only concerned about his whereabouts. We have not seen him since around March 6th when we announced the boycott of TQL, JB Hunt, and CH Robinson. And after that day, he just disappeared. We thought we might have spotted him at the Texas Trucking Show, but it turns out it was someone who was making believe they were him. It was an imposter because he totally ignored us and made believe he didn't know us. So we realized that probably wasn't the same guy that interviewed us on March 6th. But if you happen to notice, know where he is or his whereabouts, send him a message and tell him the National Owner Operators Association and Mike from WM On Time Trucking LLC is still here, and we're just concerned about his whereabouts. Just a public service announcement. Thank you. Go ahead, Michael.
I was just going to say, I haven't seen him since we first started this. I mean, that was the last time I seen him. But I do believe that somebody might have called him and said, hey, if you have them NOAA guys on again, we're gonna downgrade your ability to get out there. And we know you care more about the money than you do the actual movement. So, I mean, you better follow what we're telling you to do here, because if not, you're not going to have all them followers, because we're just going to make them disappear.
You want to hear some funny shit, Mike? After this show, you know what he said to me? He said, yo, man, there's a lot of people out there saying that I don't care about truckers and I don't respond to people and I don't have you guys on the show. Tell them that I'm here and I'm here for truckers. And anytime they want to talk to me about any issue, I'm always available. Make sure you get that message out there from me, Mike. Okay. I said, no problem, brother. I got you. I'm definitely going to let everybody know. And guess what? I put a post out there letting everybody know that. And this guy has not taken my phone call, answered any of my messages, any of my email, any of my text messages, nothing since this interview. Nothing. A few times he answered me back with one word, like, cool, great. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's it. And we started an entire movement pretty much based on this interview.
You got
we
him
started
followers.
An entire association based on this interview right here. He has not responded to me one time since this interview. It's almost like he resents it, right?
Well, I think somebody, I mean, just to be fair, I think that somebody came in and said, if you want to keep on making the money you're making with the following that you're making on my platform, you're not going to have them on your show again. I mean, honestly, you just got to give him credit. He is out for the money. He's not really there for the movement or for the truckers or for anything really other than to line his pockets. I mean, you've got to be fair, Mike. You got it.
Be fair. He posts a lot of misinformation too.
Hell yeah, he does. Anything that they tell him to post.
Never been a fan of him.
Anything they tell him to post, brother, he gets it right out there, right quick.
I want to say something. The National Owner Operators Association would not be here had it not been for him.
Bullshit.
I don't think so. Honestly, I really don't.
You had one jump. You had one jump right at the beginning, and we jumped. I'll admit, we jumped like 8,000 members, right? But his show doesn't keep on getting us members. That's me. That's you. That's Sean.
I agree.
That's Chris, right?
The members is one thing. The message is something different. You know what I mean? And he just refuses to put our message out there. You know what I mean? He refuses to acknowledge NOAA, and he refuses to get our message out there. You know what I mean? And that's two-faced, and that's wrong. I don't care what you think about me. That's fine. If you don't like me, that's cool. But someone who says that they support the trucking industry and support truckers should be really interested in getting our message of 49 CFR 371.3 out there and all the hard work and money that we are throwing behind that issue. All the hard work and money that we are throwing behind that issue. Sir, I work literally 7 days a week, sometimes 17, 18 hours a day. The 30 departments that we have do the same. Ask this man right here, Sean, how much work he puts in. Ask Jamie how much work. Mike, how much work do you put in? Even Chris, and he's not an official member of the association.
Speaking of which, we should make that old boy an official member somewhere.
He won't do a follow-up show on us.
No.
You know what I mean? And it's wrong. In my opinion, it's wrong.
Because he's scared you're going to take his following.
I am not concerned with followings.
No, I understand that. I understand that,
and
but
I am
he
not
is.
concerned with followings.
But he is.
I am concerned with justice. I am concerned with rights. I am concerned with seeing 49 CFR 371.3 enforced. That is what I am concerned with, because I own a trucking company and it benefits me.
What I'm curious about, Mike, is why do we keep on getting stuck on numbers and then all of a sudden just boom, all of a sudden 10,000 overnight? I mean, you know, we've been at 39,000 for, God, I don't know, 2.5 months now, bro.
I don't know, and truthfully, Michael, with all due respect, I don't care. That's not my concern, and I don't look at that every day. That's not my concern.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying he's not coming on, because they have the power to do that. So that's why he's not allowing us on, because he doesn't want his members to shrink.
So whatever. I just think it's blatant, kind of like everything else, like the transportation committee with this hearing on Wednesday. It's blatant. And my question is, when are people going to smarten up and start to realize that they're being played like fools? That's all I'm saying. That's what I want to know. You know what I mean? When are people going to start to realize that they're being played like fools? OOIDA does not support you. OOIDA's BS.
Well, the ATA sure in the hell don't.
ATA does not support you. The TIA wants to take more and more of your money, more and more of your rights away. And they're getting closer and closer to doing it. On September 25th through the 27th, not even just one day, 25th, 26th, 27th, they're staying in that hotel. They're going to stay there until each and every member of Congress gets in that hotel and hears them say, do not give them transparency. It's rate intrusion. What are you going to do about it?
Shut it down.
Well, I mean, maybe we should just speed it up. Maybe we shouldn't even be giving them the benefit of the doubt until November. I mean, maybe we should just say, you know what, the hell with it. No transparency. We just shut it down. Go from there. I mean, just shut it down internally, indefinitely until they figure it out. I mean, we're not going to be here anyway if they get the autonomous trucks through. I mean, we're not going to be here anyway if they keep on going with the TIA. So what are people so damn afraid of? Fuck it. Go home.
I don't know, bro.
I mean, it's either now or it's later. That's it.
I don't know, bro. All I know is that's the case, and it is what it is. And I'm not about lying or biting my tongue. I'm gonna say exactly how I feel, and I'm gonna speak the truth, and that's the truth. We're gonna be at the California Trucking Show in October. 1 second here. I'm gonna drop that plug up here. And he was at the Texas Trucking Show, and we saw him there, and he was there the whole time we was there. And he said he was going to interview us, and he ignored us. He played us like chumps. And he kept smiling at us and walking past us. He was interviewing other people, and he totally ignored us. It was very disrespectful. You know what I mean? I was not at the Texas Trucking Show, but I will be at the California Trucking Show, and I hope I see him there, because I'm not Jake. You know what I mean? I am not Jake. I hope I see him there. It ain't gonna be pretty. I'll let them know that right now on air. It ain't gonna be pretty. I don't play that shit, man. If you cool and you support us, support us. You know, don't be a jack faker, B. You know, I don't come from that place. You know what I mean? We're gonna be at the California Trucking Show October 14th and 15th at the Ontario Convention Center. We'll be at booth 1532. So if you want to meet us in person, meet me in person. I'm gonna be there. And it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna bring a lot of stuff, free giveaways, hats, t-shirts, stickers for your trucks. I'm gonna try to bring as much stuff as I can fit in there. So please stop by if you're in the area. You can find out the information. The tickets are free. I know Tim already got his tickets. The tickets are free. CaliforniaTruckingShow.com, October 14th and 15th. There's going to be a lot of people from NOAA there. Dan is going to be there from the insurance division. Raphael is going to be there from the broker division. Chris Bennick is going to be there. Michael ADD, the loose screw from the recruiting division is going to be there. I don't know who else is going to be there, but there's going to be a lot of us there this time. So please stop by. We'd love to meet you in person, take some pictures, and all of that. So let me get to some.
Bro, you a troublemaker.
I'm gonna leave Alex alone because I know he has his fans, and they're gonna be. If they didn't hate me before, they definitely hate me now. So let me leave this dude alone. It's just funny, man. You know, I'm a square peg in this business trying to fit into a round hole, man. I'm not these people's. I'm not. They don't want to deal with me, man. I'm in the ghetto. They call people like me thorough. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of that. You know, I say what I mean, and I do what I say. You know, and loyalty is important. You know what I mean? And if you're not a man of your word, you're not a man. I come from a place where people die for very little. I've seen it with my own eyes. If you're not a man of your word, you're not a man in my eyes. And that's how I was raised. Your word is all you are to me. And that's that. I'm a park that shit right fucking there. That's that. Somebody said, don't buy mother trucker swag. I mean, I wouldn't wear that shit. But you know, it's on you. If that's the way he get down, I wouldn't support a jack faker. You know what I mean? But you know, that's your choice. You know, trucking industry is weird. You know what I mean? Some people might just feel like, yeah, it's cool. Don't support truckers. You know what I mean? You still great. You know, that's on you. Blake Alvarez Force says, never fell into his bullshit. And he always said he is a sellout. Look, you know, he's a funny guy. He reports news. I agree. Some of the news he reports is interesting. Some of it is just trash. You know, I see reports on prostitutes at truck stops and, you know, stuff like, I'm not interested in that. You know, I think that's stupidity. I'm not interested in, what do they call them? Lot lizards or some shit like that. I'm not interested in that stupidity. You know, I'm a grown ass fucking man. I'm not interested in prostitutes at truck stop. We all know that occurs. That's their business. That's I don't think it's a story. You know what I mean? I think
you look at where those prostitutes came from and why they're being pimped out like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a story. You know, I don't like people that talk about problems. If you're gonna talk about a problem, have a solution. You know what I mean? That I like. You know, if you don't just talk about problems to get people to click like or give you a thumbs up or to subscribe to your YouTube channel. You know what I mean? We talked about a problem on his show, and then we came up with a solution, a very good solution, an excellent solution. And he's not interested in that. He wants more problems. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. I just got an email from our people down in Washington that I need to address. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to get to some more of these comments. Wow. Okay. All right. I gotta read that. I'm gonna put that on the screen tomorrow. I don't know. Can I put this there? This is a funny one. Mike, could you read that while I see who? That's from Mr. Stone. I love that name, Mr. Stone.
Too many pussies out there. We need alpha males to stand the fuck up and stop bullshitting. Well, I mean, that's pretty much putting it blunt. I mean, that's about as far as you can put it.
Can I tell you something? I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad out there, but I fucking love Texas. Can I just say it? Can I just put that out there? I fucking love Texas. It's like, I remember when I was on Wall Street and we used to joke around and say Texas is not a state, it's a country. I understand what they meant now because I fucking love Texas, yo. I think if I move there, I will never leave. Except for the heat. I think I love Texas, man.
The heat and the
The
dust.
people in Texas are my kind of people. They just don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I just love it. Let's see. What do we got here? We got a couple more. I will be there in California Trucking Show 2024.
That's Ali. Isn't it?
That's Ali. Yeah. Ali's flying in from India. Oh, is it Pakistan? Ali's in
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Ali's flying in from Pakistan. My man. Yeah, I'm gonna have a special hat for you, Ali, when you.
That's 2024, though.
Oh, Ali, I thought. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, yeah, 2020. You'll be there in spirit this year. Okay. AKA he who runs with scissors. Yeah, he who runs with scissors. All right, Justin, that was a good one. It's too long of a nickname, though. You got to shorten it.
That's the name Matt gave me.
Yeah.
He who runs with scissors. Go ahead.
Us Cowboys shoot it straight, bro. I love it. I love it. You got to. You have to. Because people do not take you serious when you are polite. You understand what I'm saying? We live in an age where niceness and politeness gets taken the wrong way. And sometimes you have to be that way. You have to be that way. And I appreciate it. I really do. I'm the type of person where I appreciate honesty. I want you to be honest with me. Don't tell me what I want to hear. If you don't like my ass, just say so. I love it. Fuck you too, and we could just stay away from each other. It's
Agree
very
to disagree.
It's a perfect thing. Let me know. That's why I like Russians, because Russians are very honest.
Yeah, they are.
They will tell you, motherfucker, I do not like your ass. And I love it because perfect. No hidden agendas here. No misconceptions. That guy don't like me. Stay the fuck away from him. He stay the fuck away from me. And everybody's happy. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ali. Pakistan. You right. My bad, brother. I'm sorry. Apologies. Laughing my ass off 100%. Everybody's getting a big kick out of this shit. Ha 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 ha. But we are both polite and blunt. That is very true. I feel like your politeness is I feel like people from Texas use polite as a threat. And you have to know how to read that shit. They very polite. And when you read into it, they letting you know, I will still fuck you up. Behind the politeness. And I like that. You know what I mean? That's why you have to deal with people from Texas with a lot of respect, because the more polite they are, it seems like the closer you coming to getting your ass whipped. and you got to treat her with a lot of respect. But you know what? I think we had a lot of fun tonight. We covered a lot of stuff, a lot of important stuff, I think. And, you know, we're going to be on Twitter tomorrow with MAGA Mission. Check out magamission.org if you're not familiar. You know, I really think that people need to get on Twitter more. There's a lot of information and a lot of people on Twitter. Jamie introduced me to Twitter, Texas Trucker, and I'm glad that he did. You know, there's a lot of things happening on Twitter. Don't stay on Facebook. Facebook is cool, but it's really going down on Twitter. So if you're not on Twitter, try to get on Twitter. We do Twitter shows 3 nights a week. Tuesday, Mike, what time to start? Tuesday at 11, right? Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 1
Yeah, your
p.m.
time. Your time, yeah.
Eastern time. We do Thursdays 7 to 10, I think, and then we do Sundays 7 to 10. So we're on Twitter 3 nights a week, and of course
Eastern time. Eastern time, people.
Yes, Eastern time, and thank you. And we do this show pretty much every night. Next comment here. My wife says that's not a Texas thing; it's a Southern thing. Thank you for clarifying. You definitely right. I'm from the South, believe it or not. I'm from North Carolina, but I was not raised there. So
North Kakalaki.
yeah. So you know, you're definitely right. Everybody down south is very polite until you hit Florida for some reason. Y'all motherfuckers are just miserable down there. But, it's like the politeness go out the fucking door as soon as you get out of Georgia and shit. You know what I mean? You ever been to Savannah? You ever been to Savannah?
Yeah.
I mean, stayed, not fucking delivered a load and left. I'm talking about like hung out in Savannah. I
Nope.
think Savannah, these are the most polite, nicest, welcoming people I've ever met in my life in Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia is very beautiful, very historic. I haven't been down there in a very long time, so I know that I know if it's anything like anything else, it changed a lot. But Savannah, they're very polite down there.
We're looking to go down to Helen, I think it is. Helen, Georgia.
Okay, my wife is hurt by that, Mike. I don't know what exactly I said that pissed her off, but tell her I apologize because I don't want to get punched in my face by some really mad Texas lady at the California truck.
Southern
lady.
Southern.
Southern lady. She's gonna whoop your ass now.
If I get my lights out, my lights knocked the fuck out at the California truck show by an angry Southern woman, I'll know that's your wife, Justin. So let me apologize now. Wow, I'm really confused now. Okay, now I know why she's pissed.
She's from Florida.
I think we should shut the show down before I end up having the whole country fucking hate my
Good job, Mike. You pissed off a Floridan.
I pissed off a whole state. F them. Hey, y'all got shit loads in Florida, so it is what it is, man.
Oh God, tell me about it.
I just pissed my dog off. What?
Oh,
There you go.
Mike,
What?
Mike, the pet rat show is tomorrow.
My pet rat had to go out and go to the bathroom, but he gets pissed off every time I pick him up.
He don't like your ass. That's why.
No, he thinks I'm going to take him on the truck. I used to have him on the truck all the time, but there was some shit that was, well, it was an inverter, but it was sitting in my closet, and it fell out, and it, like, hit him and knocked him underneath the bunk, and he got all pissed off, and he got back up on the bunk, and now he don't want to go on the truck no more.
Well, she says that's because all the Yankees moved their businesses to Florida. You are definitely right. They do run to Florida.
They found a stopping point in North Carolina lately, brother.
They shut the doors. They shut the immigration doors in Georgia.
North
I think
Carolina,
all
man.
of
I
Brook-
mean, it's bad.
Yo, I think all of Brooklyn now lives in Atlanta. So I'm glad. I'm glad you took them in. Thank you very much, Atlanta. Keep them motherfuckers down there because we do not want them back. I'm alive. I mean alive. Oh, it's Harley. Harley live in his truck. Yeah, that's Harley. It's good to see you, brother. Great to hear from you. Hope everything is good. I don't know where the hell you are now. I think the last time I spoke to you, you was like in Wisconsin or something, coming from California. I don't know what kind of runs you be doing, but Justin, tell your wife I'm just joking. People in California, in Florida are great.
Now you are getting your ass whooped.
I know, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I used to own a big piece of property in Central Florida, and I love that place. And unfortunately, I had to sell it for personal reasons. But that area, Central Florida, it was great. You know, I've had some issues in Florida, but I just joking around. Florida is cool. No problems with it. Except unless you're trying to get a load out of Florida, then Florida's a shithole. So I don't. Louisiana, that's. I love Louisiana. You know, I got a lot of people down in Louisiana. I love people from Louisiana. I used to do a lot of business in Louisiana. I believe the Louisiana is a little rough on truckers, especially truckers with, you know, criminal histories. You know, but hey, I ain't no politician. I just think, you know, it's a little unfair down there. I think the freight down there is very heavy, but you know, it is what it is. I got a lot of people down in Louisiana, and I hope they watching this because you know what's up. And hold your head. It's gonna get better. Just hang in there. She said, "No, they're not." Okay, you either hate me or you either with me or you against me. You gonna have to make up your mind. I get out of Florida every chance. That's Harley. Look, Florida is what it is. It ain't known for its freight. It's a vacation town, and you know it's known for
Produce. Produce is the only thing down there.
Destin, Florida is really nice. I go down there for my anniversary every year. I go down there, and they got some of the nicest beaches and some of the, you know, cleanest water I've ever seen.
Florida is the only people I refuse to lease onto my authority. I will not lease anyone from Florida onto my authority. If you call me and you based in Florida, my answer is I'm sorry, I can't help you. I will not even waste my time leasing anybody onto my authority from Florida. It's a nightmare and it does not work. And I don't even bother. For no amount of money, I don't even bother. 100% Destin is the shit. I will check that out. Appalosis, Louisiana. Listen, Louisiana as a state is all right. It's cool. I love Louisiana. Some of the coolest people I know is from Louisiana, and damn, they just cool.
They tell it how
you
it
know,
is.
Texas, Louisiana, you know, those areas, these people are just cool. You know what I mean? Like these are people I want to go to war with. You know, I love these people. They what you call ride or die. You understand? Like, and in life, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And when you have people like that in your corner, you could accomplish anything. You could accomplish it as a unit. You know what I mean? And they just real people. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm gonna leave that like that. Not sure where I live in Florida. I don't know who. Oh, Harley said that. I think Harley sleep driving, or that is a typo, but not sure where I live. Oh, he's answering a question. I'm sure he's answering a question. I don't know which question, but I'm sure he's answering a question. You know, we had a great show tonight. I'm gonna give the floor to you, Mike, first. Any final thoughts? Let's. Okay, he's still answering questions. He said, "Was Okeechobee?" Okay, Mike, you have the floor.
Well, you're not quite at 3 hours, so I mean, we're not done yet. So I mean, I appreciate you being here and all, but we're not done.
I gotta feed my dogs and walk them.
You can't let your fans down, Mike. Come on.
All right, bro. We just appreciate you, taking time out of your day or night as it is right now. What, 10:45 at night?
I mean, tomorrow's another day, man. Like,
yeah.
It's only Monday, I think, right? Ain't today Monday? I don't fucking know. All the days are the same. I wake up tired, go to sleep fucking tired. I don't remember what fucking day it is. My kids got to tell me, yes, Dad, it's fucking Saturday.
we got to get you down for a nap. You're starting to get a little ornery there, bud.
You called me the other day and woke me the fuck up from my nap. You were like, oh, shit, you sleeping? Yeah, motherfucker, I'm taking a nap. I don't got the stamina no more. I got to take a goddamn nap. I need a power nap in the middle of the day.
But you noticed I hung up right away. I was like, enjoy your nap, bro. We'll talk to you later.
Mike be calling me up. I'll be sleeping. He'd be like, yo, we got it. Mike, come into this Twitter space. They're talking about, I'm like, no, Mike, leave me the fuck alone. I'm taking a nap, man. I can't go to no Twitter space. Shane, the floor is yours, sir.
Awesome show. I mean, with everything going on this month with transparency, all I can say is everybody get out there, start emailing and start sending letters, man. Start blowing them up. I mean, it's got to let them know that we're out there and we mean business. So,
absolutely, man. Shane, thank you. That's, you exactly right, man. It don't hurt. Like, it takes 2 seconds to write an email or a letter. That Blake Alvarez Foss already pre-written for you. Just click on it and sign your name and send it in.
I write one for each topic. I copy and paste it. And I just keep blasting them. I mean, I hit Schumer the other day with 4.
Oh, jeez. Yo, Schumer is in a battle against Prime Sports Drink. He's very busy, sir. He does not have time.
That's okay. I still got an address up there.
He's in a war against Prime soft drinks.
Really?
He thinks kids should not be. Yeah, he's in a very big battle with Prime soft drinks. He does not have time to address trucking issues.
Oh, that's a whole big gulp issue up there, huh?
Yeah. Next is Gatorade. He's taking them all out. Welch's grape drinks. He had enough.
But if it's like cigarettes, if you can pay $15 a pack for them, it's okay then.
Yeah. Well, it all depends. How much of that $15 is going into someone else's pocket?
Exactly.
Okeechobee is South Florida. Okay.
We're having a conversation we don't even understand.
I'll write one email.
There you go.
CC to all. You can. Why not? Of course you can. People do it all the time. That's a smart idea. You can do that. Absolutely. Never got word back from Cornyn, and he's out of the office every time I call. Okay, you can ask for his staffer that handles transportation issues, or you can ask for his liaison to the FMCSA or the DOT, and they will give you that individual's email address, or they'll put you through to him, or you could ask that he call you back. That's what you can do if you are having issues getting in touch with your congressman or senator. These people have staffers that handle their business, and 9 times out of 10, you probably won't get them. but you can get one of their staffers. It looks like we have an intruder, an interloper, another one of Mike's furry rats. Which one is this, Mike? He looked like he about to tear your face off, son.
This is Gizmo. This is my dog. This is my dog, and this is his attitude.
His name is
It's-
Gizmo.
Yeah, it's because his mom just left the room, and he's like, "Put me down. I'm going to get my mom. I don't want you no more. Put me down. I'm not going on the truck."
You're throwing an
Mike,
inverter on my head.
Yeah, drop an inverter on his fucking head. Mike, your dog needs an attitude adjustment, son. That is just my opinion. I don't like the way he looked at you right now. Okay, I will try that. Absolutely. You good? Getting a congressman or a senator on the line is not easy. It's very hard. Many times I have these Zoom meetings scheduled and they don't show up. I get staffers or someone very close to them sometimes, but they get the message and I get word that they get the message and we have open communications back and forth. The whole point is to get them knowing who you are and to get your name in their heads and your issue heard. And, don't give up just because you don't get the senator himself or herself or the congressman on the line. That does not mean you can't get a message to their staffers, because it is their staffers' job to get them their messages, and they do get them to them. The staffers do their jobs. So don't give up.
I'll tell you, the other day when Tillis's office called, they're supposed to be opening up some new committee for transportation in North Carolina, and I put it out there right on the. Listen, hey, I'm game. Let me know.
Yo, I hear you, Shane. You remember that movie? What was the name of that movie with that news reporter? What was the name of that movie with that guy from Saturday Night Live? The news reporter. Shit. He had that little dog, and the dog. He threw. I think he threw like a drink or something in that guy's Jack Black's motorcycle. Anchorman. He threw like, and then Jack Black got out. They stopped and Jack Black got off his bike and he took his dog and he kicked him into the ocean.
I like my dog. He's got an attitude, but I like him.
The dog's name was Baxter.
Gizmo, come here.
Oh shit, you people are crazy. I gotta get the hell out of here. Anchorman. Jack Black was funny.
Listen to him growl.
Jack Black should have got an Oscar for kicking that little motherfucker into the ocean. You should have got Best Supporting Actor for kicking that little.
Oh, shut up.
Is that him making that sound?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. It was Burrito. Nah, his name was Baxter, man. I remember that. His name was Baxter. Some shit. I'm gonna watch it tonight on Netflix. You got me wondering what his name was. That shit's on Netflix. I'm gonna watch it.
What's funny is he'll make that noise right there and then come up and give me a kiss, or he'll come up and roll over or lay next to me or whatever. He hates me, but yeah, I do. Kind of like my wife, she loves to hate me too.
I think that's all of our wives.
Definitely is. Mike, I think you just rub people the wrong way, personally.
I think I already told you, man. It takes a special breed to even like me. So I mean, it is what it is.
You right, Justin. He threw a burrito out the window after he lost his job or some shit, and he hit Jack Black, and Jack Black crashed or something. And he got off his bike and he said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." He said, "Well, check this out." And he grabbed his dog out the front seat and he kicked that little bastard right into the ocean. Could you imagine being that raw and kick somebody's little dog into? I couldn't do that, but that was funny. That was real. I gotta watch that movie tonight and laugh my ass off, man. It's gonna be funny.
No, you got to go to bed, man. You don't get any sleep as it is.
I usually get to sleep around 2:00. That's usually around the time I shut it down every night, around 2:30. You know what I mean? And then I got to get up at 7 because I got to take my kids to school. You know what I mean? So you know, I usually, yeah, I got that crazy alarm clock. You know what I mean? But anyway, that would be me. Listen, Justin, you are. You see what I'm saying about y'all from Texas? Sleep, never heard of it. See now, Harley, that's scary. You need to pull that truck over and go to sleep. Let me see what else we got here. Oh boy. Hello, Michael. I'm booked solid in the AM. You want to try Friday afternoon or push it to next week? No. Hold on one second, fellas. I can do it Friday at I got an appointment Friday. Okay. Monday will be
7 minutes and 15 seconds. You can shut it down.
oh boy. You doing that on purpose. Already did 51 minutes ago. I feel you, man. You definitely a road dog, man. You getting it in. We got to have you on the show one day. Harley Kelchner has never been on the show, right? I don't.
Give him the link.
Yeah, I didn't put the link in tonight in the Facebook group. I forgot. But I'll do it next time we get Harley on the show. I want to try to have Jessica Dotson from the NOAA Fuel Card program on the show too. I'm going to try to get her on tomorrow night if I can. And maybe we'll try to get Albert Harshaw on again. Well, not tomorrow because we got Twitter.
You should just start having just random people. I mean, just our members come in, you know? I mean, bounce in and say hi.
I put the link in there. You know, people are always welcome to come on. That's why it's here. So Harley's rolling 2,337 miles a week down to the last mile. You forgot to throw that eighth of a mile in there. 2,337 miles a week. How you get 2,337 miles a week and never come to 2,750 or 2350 or 2325? How you get 2337?
This week.
2 more days to go. I feel you, man. Any final words? Oh Jesus, I don't use my oh man, dudes is funny. Don't tell that to the DOT, brother. You know they be watching this, right? I know Todd Spencer be reading my tweets and watching these videos and pissed, yo, for real. I know he be hot. Yeah, man. So
So whatever happened with your load right the other day, or right load?
What I get. Why you bringing that up, Shane? That a boy.
I thought you were supposed to include me on a phone call.
Harley said, I run what I get. Justin said, that a boy. See, that's brotherhood. Brakes last longer if you don't use them. That is true. Hey, you definitely preaching there. That is true. Don't use them.
Yeah, hell no. Especially when you're coming up to the scale house. Don't use them. Just keep going.
Listen, you know, Shane,
just say no.
it was not, look, I wanted the relationship to be good. I requested, when I was told that he was available to do the show, that I was on, I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to talk to him. I get Green at Scale House. And when he came on the show, I never met him before. I didn't know anything about him. From my understanding, he's a very well-known individual in this industry. He's been here for a little while.
I never heard of him.
Me either.
Yeah, I never met him. I didn't know him. When he came on the show, he was talking a lot about his platform, and I asked him a question in the beginning.
I watched
I
it.
said, "Yeah, you saw," and I think I caught him off guard, like he wasn't prepared for that question.
He got very defensive.
Right, and I didn't want to ruin the show. It was not my show, so I shut up. I let him talk. You saw how long he talked. I didn't say a word. He talked like 45 minutes. The show is only an hour. These guys have a hard stop. Like, they do 1 hour show. 1 hour comes, the fucking cameras go off. That's it. You know what I mean? They don't do
Peace
what I
out.
do. They don't let the show go on for 3 hours. You know what I mean? But we was coming towards the end of the show, and I just blew up. Because it was like everybody was listening to him talk for 45 minutes. And I felt like he wasn't being truthful.
Well, you only asked him one question. Do you have any shippers? I mean, and he said what?
He kept talking in circles.
Yeah. No.
I got 3,000 shippers, but I can't use them yet because I need carriers. But you know what? I don't want to work with your 40,000 carriers because I need my shippers first. I mean,
and he was very. And Shane, you saw he was being very belligerent. Like, he was calling owner operators knuckleheads and all this other shit. And I was getting pissed. Like, I didn't like the way he was referring to truck driver. That shit was bothering me. Like, that's the problem we have with brokers. You know what I mean? Like, yo, ain't nobody over here no knucklehead.
RJ!
What's up, RJ? Well, that's the thing. That's what got me. That's what kind of rubbed me the wrong way was he's trying to. His platform is up here and on paper, it's a good premise. But the problem is, and everybody that I've discussed, I've talked to that has a platform like that, they lose sight at the very end. Okay, they don't know how to put the shippers and the carriers together. And I mean, it just there's a disconnect there somewhere. And I mean, he kept saying, "Oh, I've got 3,000 shippers, but I need carriers." Well, you need to get your shippers first or your carriers first. But sitting here saying I got 3,000 shippers but no carriers, that ain't doing a damn thing for you. You got to put something in there first,
And I agree, man. Exactly, Shane. And I didn't mean to get huffy with the guy.
I don't think he did. I think he jumped on
the Mike, just send him your RMIS with all how many carriers that you have, and he can go from there. Now he's got carriers. He needs to get some loads for us. I mean, it's easy.
Nah, and I'm gonna tell you the rest of the story. That's why Shane brought it up. Blake was on the show, and she was trying to log into his website while he was doing the show, and she posted that she couldn't get in the site. I don't think they addressed her question because people were asking questions, but he did call me later on after the show. He called me that night. I was walking my dogs, and he called me that night, and I was kind of burnt out. I was tired, and I told him, I'll call you back in the morning, and he called me early the next morning, and we were talking, and I apologized for barking on him on the show, and he was like, nah, that's all right. He was like, I like spirited debates, and you're passionate and blah, blah, blah. And, and he was like, look, and he proceeded to try to explain his platform again and what the deal was with the shippers. And look, the truth of the matter is he's a nice guy, but he's a salesman.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's difficult to explain, you know. I know when I'm being sold, you know what I mean? Like, if you got what you got, just give me what you got, you know. Don't give me excuses. And
Don't
I'm
blow
not the
smoke
one
up my skirt and call it sunshine.
yeah, like I'm not the one making this hard for you, brother. Just stop calling me. You know what I mean? I know what you want. You know, you want this 40,000 man group, you know, to sign up to your platform, you know, but I'm not going to allow that to happen unless you actually got what you say you got. It's real simple.
My question is, how does he have 3,000 shippers if he has no ability to move any of their freight yet?
That's a very good question.
Look, I don't want to blow the man up, but the truth of the matter is he does not have 3,000 shippers. He's got.
And now look, I spoke to another platform like that, and I got him on the phone, and I asked him, I said, you know, and that platform charged. I ain't gonna throw names, but that platform charged a subscription fee, and I said, okay. I said, well, what do you got available? You know, I was calling him as a dispatcher, asking if they even work with dispatchers. And he goes, well, right now we got a lot of LTL freight. And I said, really? I said, have you ever thought about just putting it out there as LTL freight? Well, no, we ain't done that yet. I said, okay, well, what do you got for full truckload freight? Well, we have one down in Texas. We have one in Maryland. And I says, well, where do those loads go? Oh, well, the Texas loads go up to Illinois. I said, do you got anything coming out of Illinois? No. I says, well, have you tried to sell it to any shippers up there? Well, no, we let the shippers come to us. Well, that right there is your weak link. That right there that's where your computer and business mentality did not correspond with the trucking mentality. And that's going to be your weak link.
Wait a minute. I've been doing this all wrong. I don't have to call them. They're going to call me?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, bro. I'm just going to wait for that fucking phone to ring, bro.
And I told the guy with the LTL, I said, why don't you look into, I said, Selectus charges so much for their load boards for the box trucks. I said, why don't you start reaching out to some of these people? Oh, well, we don't do that. And I'm like, you have a product, you're trying to sell it, but you ain't going to sell it to nobody. Is there something wrong with me here? Because if I got something to sell, I'm going to be out there horning it on every corner that's out there, buddy. And I'm going to be selling it to everybody.
Honestly, Shane, I was literally going to refer to the guy that was begging for change on a freaking flying a sign on the corner.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, at least he's holy shit.
Especially if it's what you say it is, right, Shane? If you have a product that is exactly what you say it is,
Mike, honest to God, Mike, these things are good platforms. They're a good idea on paper.
That's what I told them on the show.
The people that are creating them are not familiar with the trucking industry, and there's that missing puzzle piece there at the end that they just can't comprehend how to do it. If they would bring somebody from the trucking industry in there, they would fill that puzzle piece, and these people be rocking and rolling, brother.
But you saw, I made that suggestion. I said, brother,
and they're scared. They're scared.
And he
But hold on, Shane. Shane, you're not allowed. You're a dispatcher. You're not allowed.
I know everybody says I'm not allowed. Listen, that don't keep me down.
No, he did. He said there's no dispatchers allowed on his platform. What the hell kind of platform are you going to have?
No. He said there are dispatchers allowed on his platform. He said there's no brokers allowed on his platform.
He said
dispatchers.
Mike. He said
no dispatchers
are allowed if they get permission from the carriers that they represent. Then
I did not hear that part. All I heard was no dispatchers.
He will allow dispatchers if they get permission from the carriers or owner operators that they represent. He will allow dispatchers on his platform.
Yeah,
but Mike,
did you hear what he said? Did you hear when he said if they mess up one time, they're out? It was like. He was just so like
fucking Hitler.
arrogant, and I was like, wow, like
I told you what I compared him to.
yeah, like, are you serious? Like, as if you got the magic bullet, like you got the special sauce for real? How many? Didn't I ask you how many shippers you got at the beginning of this interview? I think we were 2 minutes in it, and I asked him that, and he said none. You know what I mean? Like,
and then all of a sudden it was 3,000.
Yeah, like you gonna throw them out of what? And my whole point is, Shane, that whole thing was like not even worth talking about. You know what I mean? Like, these people are a dime a dozen, and they basically just salesmen. And I'm not saying nothing against the man. Maybe he does have a product that's great. And I hope he does. You know what I mean? But now that you bring it up, he was supposed to call me today, and he didn't.
I
honestly
think that these people
said he was going to call me today because he had something launching.
These people are too full of themselves to actually see where that missing puzzle piece is.
But hey,
problem.
He spent $87 developing it. He told us so.
Oh,
you watched that too?
God damn. Yeah.
Because I told them, I said, I know companies that have spent, 10, 12, 18 million in this producing the same product that you have, and they don't have the shippers, So I said, I hope you invested a lot into your platform, because I know people that invested a lot more than a lot, and they don't have it. So,
but
he said he invested $87 into his platform. I looked at it, and I could see why.
You made a valid point with him, though, too, is the fact that these brokers, they've got a good gig with the shippers got a good gig with the brokers. The brokers are holding insurance on it. The brokers are dealing with it. The don't have to worry about the manpower. So
Shane, that's what they're not factoring into this. You know what I mean? That's why companies like Lane Axis and this guy's company, it's not going to happen. They think it's going to happen, and that's why I call it nothing more than a sexy story.
Yep.
You can, just because you don't have a product, don't mean you can't sell that story. You know what I mean? And that's all this is, because shippers are not leaving brokers willingly.
Well, here's the thing. Being in the broker program, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, the first damn question they ask out their mouth is, what is your capacity? What can you do for my company? Can you drop trailers? Can you do this? Can you do that? What is it you can do for me? Right? That question right there, at that very time, he says, well, I got a load board. I can put you on there. But you're not going to actually move the load. You're just going to throw me on a damn load board. They're done.
You have assets.
Yeah.
What assets do you have? I don't. I have to put it on a load board and wait for somebody to call me.
I can throw it on DAT for you.
Yeah.
But why don't I just have the broker do that? Because I just send him a list of shit I want on the load board. Being in the broker program, number one, people need to understand when you get in the broker program, you literally, out of 100 phone calls, you're going to get one person going to talk to you for a minute, right? That's just the way it is.
That's it.
Hey, Chris, I was a broker agent for 2 years, brother, trying to build my brokerage, and I was working under somebody else's brokerage.
Did you just call me Chris?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I swear to God, Holmes. Do you really just do that? Now we're talking about Florida here, okay?
Listen, I want to go to RJ. I want to go to RJ real quick because he just.
We love RJ. RJ, it's your turn.
What's up, brother?
What? I walked into something that I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
RJ, you came in here.
We're just trying to get over the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, we 3 hours in. Where's Rowdy Piper at, man?
No, he's back here. He's chomping on a He's chomping on a red bone right now.
Rowdy. My man, what's up, brother?
He's like, man, I got my bones.
off,
Leave me alone.
he's off duty. He is ELD. He off duty, man. He like, yo, leave me alone. We on a break.
Okay.
100%. Hey,
Hold up.
I'll
Mike,
tell you what.
trouble.
I wish I had his life.
Oh,
Yeah.
we gotta keep it down. Listen, I told y'all. No, listen, I told you we done. I told you a half an hour ago we were finished. So don't blame me.
It's got my ass heading to me.
I told you a half an hour ago I wanted to shut the show down. So this is all your fault. Okay, Jamie, calm down. What? I don't see Egg McMuffin. Yeah, he got bumped. He had a bad. RJ, listen, we're about to shut the show down, so I'm gonna give you the floor,
Sorry,
man.
bro.
I'm sorry, bro.
It's all it's all good, dude. I'm spent for the day anyway, so.
I hear you. You look tired. Where are you?
Hamilton, Ohio.
Damn old.
Yo,
nigga.
I thought you were going home, bro.
Yeah, you know, me too.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yep.
I apologize for that. We're gonna talk though. We definitely gonna talk. In any case, everybody, thank you for being here. I think we had a great show once again. It went over at least an hour and a half longer than I wanted it to. One of these days, I'm gonna get a hard stop in here, and we're gonna shut it down on time. You guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll be back here. I don't think we're gonna be back here tomorrow, because I don't think we can squeeze this in with Twitter. But we will be back on Wednesday, definitely. All right.
All right, y'all take care. Be safe, man.
Yeah, man. Everybody.
You know how you do a hard stop, Mike? You see that button right there that says stop? You just hit it. Like right now, just hit it. You're done. Hard stop. There you go. Bye.
Like that.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Yep, you guys have a good
Thanks
night.
for being here.
See the button?
Get it tomorrow.
There we
man.
go. Hard stop.
There you go.
You're the only one who don't know how to do a hard stop.
Actually, I do. Here we go. Hard stop. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. No, Wednesday. Bye-bye.